we ain't wasting any time today. Let's jump right in with our first episode, Once Bitten, and talk about this crazy mistake. I'm gonna roll the footage. I wanna see if you guys can find this one.
Gary, I knew you weren't disease-ridden. You still love me? Good old Gary's back.
Pretty weird, huh? Well, if you didn't catch it, I got you covered, don't worry. So, during this scene where SpongeBob says, "I knew you weren't disease-ridden," take a look at Incidental 27's shirt. More specifically, the sleeves, as at first it was purple, but for this one spot, it just randomly turns blue. I'm sorry guys, but your clothing doesn't just randomly change color. First his sleeve was purple, now it's just randomly blue. The animators messed up. And to make things worse, it changes back to purple again. But alright, here's another mistake from this episode. So this elderly lady right here, okay, as you can see, she's wearing this beautiful dress and it's purple. But if we watch closely during this scene where these zombies are chasing SpongeBob, poor SpongeBob, that old lady's dress, like I said, it was purple, is now green. It just randomly changed colors, which is yet again another animation mistake. The animators first drew her with this purple dress, but I guess they forgot because they then drew her with a green one, like seconds later too. Lots of mistakes in this episode, and guess what guys, there's another one. Roll the footage.
Gary, how could you?
This is definitely the worst one in this episode. This one's just bad. So, when SpongeBob says, "Gary, how could you?" Take a look at his legs. Well, you can't because SpongeBob's legs are missing. We only know this because of this small sliver at the bottom of the frame or the screen, but as you can see, SpongeBob's legs should be right there, but they're not. How in the world did the animators draw SpongeBob without his legs? Crazy, dude. But let's keep it moving, guys. You won't believe some of the mistakes that are coming up. Let's head over to another episode.
This job stinks.
This next one is a quick one, so let's, keep it quick. It's in the episode Perfect Chemistry. Take a look at this. Let's see if you guys can catch this mistake.
Interesting. The Krabby Patty formula will be mine! I think I have the right parts in my lab, maybe.
This one's obvious if you're like a hardcore SpongeBob fan. I can see some people missing it, but take a look at this scene from the iconic episode Tea at the Tree Dome.
There's no water in here!
I tried to tell you!
If y'all needed water, you should have asked.
Okay, so now the mistake should be very clear. So as you guys seen in the original clip from Perfect Chemistry, Plankton transports himself into Sandy's tree dome. But there's something missing. Well, Plankton's a sea creature, so just like SpongeBob and Patrick, he needs an air helmet or he'll literally you guys know what will happen, it won't be good. Without that helmet, Plankton's gonna end up like Smitty Worden Man Jensen from One Crab's Trash, in that graveyard, baby. Alright, let's keep it moving and head over to another episode.
I drew this for you. The likeness is uncanny, if I do say so myself.
Next up, coming in hot, is the episode That's No Lady, an episode all about Patrick becoming a woman so he doesn't get kicked out of Bikini Bottom. It's funny, but what's more funny are the mistakes in this episode. They're very spicy. Here's the first one.
No. No way. No. No. No.
Were you guys able to catch it? Because if you look at Incidental 37A's eyes over here during this scene where Patrick shouts no, his eyes are looking pretty goofy. Those eyes are tweaking. This dude's bugging. Yeah, Incidental 37A's eyes are misaligned, which is a really bad animation mistake here. And guys, here's another one.
You forgot your flyer.
Get out of town to beautiful Sunny Shore Resorts.
Listen up, because this one's weird and requires you guys to really pay attention for it to make sense. So, when the first display of the vacation paper is shown, it reads, "To beautiful Seashore Resort." Remember this, it's important, okay? To beautiful seashore resort. Well, if you watch as the scene progresses and SpongeBob looks at the paper, it changes randomly. And now it says to beautiful sunny shore resorts. At first, there was no S at the ending of resorts. But then literally like seconds later when SpongeBob looks at it, there's now an S randomly added, which is again, totally a mistake. It's not that big of a deal, but like, how did this mistake even happen? Okay, here's another one from That Snow Lady. This one is a good one.
Must have something to do with this disguise. I can't wear this any longer.
Or if you reveal your secret identity, you'll have to leave Bikini Bottom.
As I mentioned before, a big part of the plot of this episode is Patrick dressing up as this beautiful woman. And as you can see, he rocks this green skirt right here. My boy's dripping. Or I guess my girl's dripping. Well, if we watch during this scene, when Patrick is crying over his new identity, that green skirt actually turns yellow for a fraction of a second before changing back, which seems to be more of like an animation glitch. I don't think like the animators did this. I think like when rendering this episode or something, it glitched out and it turns yellow for like just a fraction of a second. It's still technically a mistake though. And guys, we've got more, so don't click off yet. The mistakes coming up are unbelievable.
Patrick, Ernie's gone.
No, he's not. He's everywhere.
You know, with all of the criticism that Camp Coral gets, I'm not surprised with how many mistakes are actually in the show. It is weird though, considering it's 3D animated. I say this all the time, 2D animated shows, guys, have way more of a chance of having mistakes because it's drawn digitally, whereas 3D animated shows are like 3D models, so it's weird. But anyways, the episode is Prisky Pests, and here's the mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it. Take a look.
Good night, SpongeBob.
Good night, Patrick. Good night, Ernie.
Now, to be honest, this one's very minor. It's not that big of a deal. It's not gonna blow your brain like some of the other mistakes I'll be covering later on in the video, so stay tuned. But when SpongeBob tells Ernie good night, take a look at Patrick's mouth, as both SpongeBob and Patrick's mouths move to SpongeBob's line, but if you listen, Patrick doesn't actually say anything, so his mouth moves despite Patrick saying nothing. Literally nothing's coming out of that mouth. So I don't know why they animated his mouth to move. It was most likely a mistake. Hey, like I said at the beginning, I was honest, it's not that big of a deal, but this next mistake we're going to be covering in another episode, that you don't want to miss. The season 4 episode, Squidtastic Voyage, is a pretty fun episode with SpongeBob and Patrick going inside Squidward's body. Take a look at some of these scenes and then we'll get into the mistakes.
As long as someone competent is behind the wheel. What's that?
Shrink. I do have a lot of issues.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode personally. It's a good one. But what I did not enjoy are the mistakes in this episode. I doubt the animators like them very much either, or Nickelodeon. Let's see if you guys can spot them.
Now's my chance to try out my new invention.
Up. Reporting for guard duty.
Okay, listen, because this is another like complicated one where you guys need to pay close attention. So in this first scene where the submarine is unveiled, we can see that the submarine is standing up on this like open platform. Okay, remember this and look at the background. Okay, remember how all of this looks. This is the room where the submarine sits. Well, is it? Because it randomly changes. As later, when SpongeBob is guarding the submarine, the entire environment in room has changed. It's no longer up on an open platform, and it's now just in this room. Here's a side-by-side so you guys can see. It's kind of a weird mistake, but it's still a mistake. And here's another one from this episode.
Always wanting to do it the hard way. We're all set, Squidward. Are you ready for the sedative?
Are you sure this is safe?
This one is much, much, much worse. Take a look at Sandy over here, guys. What's missing? Yeah, our girl's tail is completely gone, and that's a massive part of her design. This mistake happens every once in a while, and it's a bad one. Not as bad as the next mistake in this upcoming episode, though. Let's move over there. Let's talk about some modern SpongeBob from season 9. The episode I'm talking about is Squid Plus One. Take a look at some of these hilarious scenes from this episode. This is a banger.
I thought you were some other idiot.
I guess I'm just this idiot.
That simpering buffoon. You have a great vocabulary. I know. Indubitably.
Dude, I told you, it's really funny. What's not funny, though, are the mistakes in this episode. I know I use that segue all the time, but seriously, dude, take a look at this.
Sparkling kelp juice. Here's to me. Oh, that simpering buffoon!
I said mistakes, but there's actually only one, and it's pretty rough. But for a split second, Squidward's iconic wrinkles on his forehead, they've been there since his debut in season 1. Yeah, those wrinkles normally found on his forehead completely disappear during this scene where the doorbell rings. Pretty weird, huh? Well, we've got another one. Let's keep it moving. Next up is the Slumber Party, an episode all about Pearl wanting to have a slumber party, but Mr. Krabs being cheap, dude. Take a look at this. Look at the beginning of this episode. Mr. Krabs is cheap.
Have your allowance early.
Ketchup!
See, you put it on the crackers, and mamma mia, you got a spicy pizza pie.
Dude, he wanted to use ketchup as tomato sauce for pizza. Like, Mr. Krabs, you're a bad father, man. Jeez. All right, mistake time. Here's the first one.
Everyone having a good time? Well, you can all thank my dad for making this possible.
Okay, so there's actually 2 mistakes in this one scene. During this beach party scene at the very ending of the episode, for one, we can see Flats the Flounder over here, but he's actually incorrectly colored as blue. Now look, incidental color changes are fairly common. It's still a mistake when it happens, but they're fairly common. Flats, on the other hand, is like a known character. So this is kind of inexcusable and it looks really weird. Like, why is he blue? That's not how he's supposed to look. This is how he's supposed to look, and this is a mistake. And like I said, that's not it for the scene, as if we look at the stage, there's this fish right here cheering, wearing a yellow shirt. But there's something missing. Yeah, his eyes are just completely not there. They're gone. Where is this dude's eyes? I'm zooming in. Where are they?
I feel like I need to scrub myself.
Hey, buddy, I warmed it up for you.
Patrick!
First up is a very iconic episode from season 1, that being Naughty Nautical Neighbors. I love this episode. I'm about to ruin some childhoods though, as here's the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Are you kidding? I've been playing bassinet for years. Squidward.
Likes Patrick more than SpongeBob.
Come on, I know you guys were able to catch that. If you didn't though, Cartoon Corey's got you covered. Let me break this first mistake down. So as you guys just saw in that scene, SpongeBob and Patrick are competing to be friends with Squidward, with SpongeBob claiming he can play bass, that way he can rock out with Squidward while Squidward's on the clarinet. Now, as this is happening, we can see this window in the background, okay? And what's important here is this isn't a normal window. There isn't any glass. It's just literally a hole in the wall. Remember this, there's no glass. Well, we have quite the continuity error here, as when Patrick eventually spoils their fun, this window has completely changed. It's like transformed into a regular glass window with even a hinge on the side. I mean, at first it looked like this, it was just a hole in the wall, but then it just turned into a real window. Talk about a really bad continuity error, guys. Like, this one's bad. And here's another mistake.
So this is what I find, huh? My best friend and my ex-best friend and rubber bath toys.
This one is admittedly not that big of a deal, but it is still a mistake. So, in this scene where SpongeBob catches Squidward and Patrick in the bathroom, like in the bathtub, we can see this sailboat toy in the bathtub. Now, just as SpongeBob says, so this is what I find, huh? This sailboat glitches out for a second and turns blue. Again, it's not that big of a deal, but it's not supposed to do that. This was like an animation glitch where it flashes for a second. Here's it again really quickly in slow motion. Weird, right? Like I told you. Let's move over to another episode though. These upcoming mistakes are really going to be unexpected. Be prepared, guys.
Fresh jellyfish jelly coming right up. Typical.
Next up, we've got a very quick mistake from the Camp Coral episode, Quest for Tyre. I'm gonna keep this section quick as I know a lot of you guys like SpongeBob over Camp Coral. Here's the mistake though, take a look at this. So throughout this episode, Patrick over here wears like a bandana on his head, okay? And as you can see, it's purple. However, seconds later, when the truck drives towards Patrick, look, like I said, that bandana was originally purple, but in this one shot, why is it red? Patrick didn't change bandanas in a matter of seconds. This was a mistake. This one's weird though, because Camp Coral is 3D animation, so that bandana would have been a 3D model. So how it changed colors is beyond me. But anyways, like I said, this section's gonna be quick. Let's head back over to good old-fashioned SpongeBob, baby.
Ooh, okay.
Hey, don't matter anyway, lad. She can't close us down. She closed us down! I ruined!
Let's talk about an episode from season 5. The episode is Banned in Bikini Bottom. There are a ton of mistakes in this episode, like a lot. Here's the first one.
Look at this wild hooligan.
This one requires you guys to really pay attention, so listen closely. This character right here is Miss Grusslepuss. She has a very big role in this episode, as she's the one who bans Krabby Patties from Bikini Bottom. Anyways, though, as you guys just saw, when Miss Grusslepuss over here blows her whistle, we can see that the whistle is connected to this black lanyard around her neck, alright? It's like a necklace, and the whistle's attached at the end. Remember this, you can see it right here, as in the next scene, like seconds later, when we see her again, everything has changed. Her whistle is no longer connected to a black lanyard, and it's now randomly connected to the thread of her shirt. Again, without the lanyard's just gone. Here's a quick side-by-side, like look at how different it is. This happens in a matter of seconds and is totally a mistake, guys, and here's another one from this episode. This one's worse.
Hello, and welcome one and all your money to ye old Krusty Krab.
I know you guys had to catch that one, as at the very beginning of the episode, when Mr. Krabs greets Mrs. Grusslepuss, where is my boy's belt? It's more specifically this shot in front of the Krusty Krab, like where is his belt? In the next shot, it's back, as you can see here, but in that one shot, my boy is missing his belt. What? If you thought that was bad though, stay tuned, guys. Lots of weird mistakes coming up. Listen, guys, if you're a fan of SpongeBob, then you're definitely going to like The Loud House. The Loud House is also made by Nickelodeon and is very closely tied to SpongeBob. For example, here's a really quick Easter egg of SpongeBob in The Loud House.
And you'd be right. Every Sunday at 8, it's the same thing. I was here first!
Really cool stuff, and there's plenty more like that. So let's take a second to talk about The Loud House, and then I'll get right back to SpongeBob. For the mistake to make sense though, here's a little bit of context, okay? The mistake focuses around these two characters. Lori, she looks like this, and Lisa, who looks like this. All right, let's see if you guys can spot the mistake.
There it is!
Good morning, sir. I'm Kirby, your personal chauffeur for the day.
Did you catch it? It's really bad. So in this scene, when all of the sisters are running out of the house, if we pause at this frame, we can see that those two characters I mentioned, Lori and Lisa, are completely missing their bodies. I'm zooming in, you can see it here, those bodies are not there. They were just drawn as floating heads. How in the world do you forget to draw a character's body? I guess it's because of the type of shot it is, where there's a ton of characters on screen, but yeah, pretty bad. Let's head back over to SpongeBob though. The season 6 episode, Krabby Road, that season is rough, dude. It has some really bad moments, but Krabby Road is pretty good. Here are some really funny moments from the episode. We'll get into the mistakes right after.
Perhaps you didn't notice my new hairdo. What's this?
Dude, the idea of SpongeBob, Plankton, and just everybody starting a band is hilarious, and some of their outfits is just so funny. Look at Plankton, he looks like a classic rocker. Anyways though, it's mistake time, baby. Let's get into these mistakes.
My perfect dream body.
So this first one is a nitpick. It's technically a mistake though still, but let's take a look at SpongeBob's house, okay? From any other episode. This is how it looks, okay? Pay attention to the door and the size of the door. Well, in Krabby Road, take a look at SpongeBob's house again, as what in the world is going on with his door? It's like almost half the size of the house. Again, for reminder, look at this shot of his house from literally any other episode. It doesn't look like that. In this episode though, it's just really weird. That door is massive, and it's totally a mistake. It never looks like this, dude. Like, this one is just so strange. That is a big door. Here's another big mistake from this episode, though. This one's spicy.
You incompetent fool! Yes, the Krabby Patty formula is mine! I mean, we'll have a great time!
I have no idea how I caught this mistake, but listen closely. So when Plankton unlocks the door to the Krusty Krab, take a look at the key. That key is horizontal, as you can see right here, all right? It's horizontal. But as the scene progresses and we see the key again, now it's vertical. At first it was horizontal, now it's vertical, which is an understandable continuity error, but it's still a weird one. Lots of weird mistakes in this episode, huh? Like, they're not the normal types of mistakes we normally cover. These ones are just weird, like the door being huge.
Pardon me, Earth. You'll need to scooch over a bit. Woo! Bad meteor, bad!
The season 13 finale episode, Sandy Help Us. And your boy Cartoon Corey has already found a mistake. Take a look at this.
A giant meteor is headed straight for Earth. You're the only one that can save us.
You can count on me, sir!
So for this one to hit, let's take a look at Sandy right here. This mistake is fairly often, so you guys might already recognize it, but Sandy always has this badge on her suit with an acorn on it, okay? It's this right here. Well, when Sandy is flying and the computer screen comes out of her arm, we get this one angle and her badge should be there, but it's missing. The animators just forgot to draw it, or due to the nature of the scene, they just didn't draw it to be lazy or to save time. The mistake is only really during this angle anyways, as it should be visible right there. Like, I'm circling it, this is where it should be. But anyways, let's head over to another episode. You guys won't believe the mistakes in this upcoming episode.
One wrong move and you'll blow the whole ocean sky high. The good times never last.
Let's head back over to season 13. The episode is Karen for Spot. And here, take a look at this first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Well, I'm still a little mad.
This is a really weird one. So as SpongeBob, Gary, Plankton, and Karen are starting to laugh, we can see that they're on the chum bucket. We can see it in the background, like look here, here, and even before this, I'm pretty sure it shows them being like on the chum bucket. But as the camera starts to zoom out, they have like completely teleported as they are not on the chum bucket anymore. Like I said, at first you could see they were on the chum bucket, but now when it zooms out, they're just not there anymore, which is a really bad mistake. I don't know if it's as bad as this other one though. This one's rough.
So ones and zeros with you, honey. You probably made Spot bigger than me on purpose to make me feel small.
You guys probably caught it, but as Plankton and Karen argue, where is Plankton's mouth? The dude is always yapping on about stealing the Krabby Patty secret formula, so his mouth is kind of important. He needs that so he can complain. But yeah, his mouth is missing, totally a mistake, and it's actually like really bad. How do you forget to draw somebody's mouth? Mistakes happen though, let's keep it moving, gang. Hey, I've got another season 13 episode for you guys. The episode is Salty Sponge, and before we get into the mistakes, here's a couple of funny clips from the episode.
Still better than working with SpongeBob.
You just gotta look tough.
I don't feel tough, Mr. Krabs.
This one's a good one, as it's really cool to see nostalgic references like this. Like the Salty Spittoon first premiered or debuted back in season 1, 2, or 3, I'm pretty sure, so that's pretty rad. What isn't so cool though is the mistake in this episode. There's only one, but take a look at this.
Soon I will get a thrill, cooking patties on my grill. Krusty.
So, in this far out shot of the Krusty Krab, we can hear SpongeBob talking, but if we zoom in a little bit, and we really pay attention to SpongeBob, we can see that his mouth is not actually moving when he's talking. Here's the same clip with audio again, but we're gonna keep zoomed in on SpongeBob, and you'll see his mouth does not move.
Soon I will get a thrill, cooking patties on my grill. Krusty.
Yeah, that boy's mouth was not moving at all, which is a really bad mistake if you think about it, guys. Like, that's a rough one. But let's head over to another episode with an even worse mistake. I know I say that, guys, but they get worse as we go. This next one's from season 12. It's the episode Senior Discount, and again, it has tons of really funny scenes. Here are some hilarious scenes from this episode. Trust me, you guys don't want to miss these, and then as always, we'll get into the mistakes right after.
Defend the family's honor.
Respect your elders.
So, this dude right here is Grandpa Redbeard, and he's only appeared in like 2 episodes, Senior Discount and Grandpappy the Pirate. But in Senior Discount, they made a massive mistake with his design. Normally, with Grandpa Redbeard's design, his nose is red, just like Mr. Krabs. But in this one shot when Grandpa Redbeard is talking to Grandpa Jenkins, look at Redbeard's nose, as it's miscolored to the same color as his beard. It's like they thought when they were doing the coloring that his nose was a part of his beard. Massive mistake. And there's another one. Look at this.
Vacate the premises!
Yeah, so when the ancestors kick Mr. Krabs and Old Man Jenkins out, Mr. Krabs' eyelashes are transparent for 1 frame. And if we look at this same scene, the enter sign, here's a shot of the Krusty Krab from season 1. This enter sign is always right here. But during that same scene when the ancestors kick Mr. Krabs out, yeah, that enter sign is just gone. This is still a good episode, so I recommend watching it, guys, but yeah, lots of mistakes in this one that we'll definitely cover in future videos. But before you click off, guys, make sure to click this video right here where I talk about tons of other SpongeBob mistakes that you don't want to miss. Between me and you, the mistakes in this video right here are actually like worse than the ones I covered today, so click it. Click this video and I'll see you guys over there. Do it, click it. First up is Squiditis, an episode from season 8 that I'm kind of mixed on. It's somewhat of a meh episode in my opinion, but it also has some funny moments. But of course, what we're really here to talk about when it comes to this episode are the mistakes. Here's the first one.
Do you guys hear what's going on back there?
Yes, and I'm very puzzled.
So am I. In fact, I might even be a little concerned.
Sorry, I think I might be coming down with something.
Coming down with something?
I refuse to be served by a sick fry cook.
Me too. Let's get out of here.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? Well, don't worry, if you missed it, I've got you covered. So when we first hear Incidental 41 and Incidental 107 speak, they sound like this. Here's Incidental 41's voice, a quick clip of it.
So am I. In fact, I might even be a little concerned.
And here's Incidental 107's voice, a quick clip of it.
Do you guys hear what's going on back there?
Well, here's the issue. As eventually in the episode, when SpongeBob says he might be coming down with something, Incidental 41 and Incidental 107 have now randomly swapped voices. Here, listen again.
I refuse to be served by a sick fry cook.
Me too. Let's get out of here.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's a weird mistake, dude. You could tell like the animators or editors got the 2 lines mixed up. It's a funny mistake, and hey, there's more. Here's another mistake from this same episode.
Just what is that supposed to be?
This? Oh, it's a number 2. Krabby Patty with cheese, medium drink, regular.
Not that. The thing on your face.
Were you guys able to catch it? Well, SpongeBob says that the order for table 3 is a Krabby Patty with cheese, as you just heard. But let's actually take a look at the Krabby Patty, as there ain't any cheese on that thing at all. There's no cheese. Like, I like cheese and it's missing. The only thing on that patty is lettuce, resulting in this weird mistake. I mean, SpongeBob literally says that it's a Krabby Patty with cheese, but I guess the animators forgot about this, as when they drew the Krabby Patty, it does not have any cheese. Now I'm kind of hungry. Okay, let's stay on track. Let's head over to another episode. You will not believe some of the mistakes coming up, guys. Stay tuned. Next up is Face Freeze, another episode from season 8 that in my opinion is actually kind of spooky. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but take a look at some of these scenes of SpongeBob and Patrick changing their faces around. Like I said, we'll get to the mistakes, but just some funny clips first. Dude, they were making some weird faces, and it's funny that their faces get frozen like that. But anyways, it's time for the mistakes. It's what you guys clicked on. Here's the first one.
Onion juice! Ah!
Come on, SpongeBob, chop chop!
Okay.
Did you guys catch it? Well, during this scene where Squidward ducks behind this wall after saying chop chop, our boy seems to be clipping through the wall. I'm zooming in right here, you guys can see it, but Squidward is just going through the wall. He should be behind it or in front of it, but his body's clipping through it, which is an animation glitch. And there's more from this episode. Here's another mistake.
Sound? It's the sound of me money being flushed down the toilet! SpongeBob! Why aren't you man in the fryer?
Sorry, sir, I got carried away.
Did you guys catch that? Take a look at this random shot of the inside of the Krusty Krab. Normally it looks like this, and what you really want to pay attention to is the Krusty Krab cash register in this window. As in face freeze during this scene where the camera pans to Mr. Krabs' office, both the Krusty Krab cash register and the window are just missing. They're gone. Like I said, as you can see in this shot of the Krusty Krab from another episode, the Krusty Krab cash register and the window are there. But in this one scene from face freeze, they're both gone. Okay, I've got one more mistake from this episode. Take a look at this. Here's a quick hint. It has to do with the character Fred.
Cold day in November. And in Bikini Bottom lived a man who loved to make faces. And the one he liked best was to stick his tongue out. But what he really liked was sticking his tongue out at people.
Only hardcore SpongeBob fans will even catch this. But normally Fred, in any other episode, here's a random shot of him, he looks like this, with his lips being the same color as his skin. But for some reason in this episode, they're like the same color as his limbs in dorsal fin, which is totally a mistake. Like I said, normally Fred looks like this, more specifically his lips look like this, but in this episode it's completely off and they look like this. Crazy, man. Let's keep it moving though and head over to another SpongeBob episode. Let's go back in time and talk about a classic episode from the early days of SpongeBob. I'm talking about Patty Hype. What a nostalgic episode, but guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna ruin your childhoods. This episode has a lot of mistakes. Here's the first one.
Your dumb pretty patties turned my face purple! Look what I got under me kilt! And look at our tongues!
What's wrong with you?
We want our money back.
So this one's gonna need some explaining, some context, okay? So at the ending of this episode, Patty Hype, the big reveal is that there's a side effect to eating pretty patties. They look pretty and they look delicious, but they turn your skin into a different color and just cause all sorts of mutations. And one of the pretty patties victims is this Scottish fellow right here, with pretty patties turning his legs plaid. Well, the animators messed up a little bit here, as yes, under his kilt, it's revealed that his legs were turned plaid by the patties. But if we watch in slow motion, before he even pulled his kilt up, take a look at his legs as they're his normal color. I don't think that the animators really considered this, right? The thought was that he would pull up his kilt and you'd see that the pretty patties changed his legs to this, but if you watch the whole scene, his legs are actually like normal. They're the normal color. They only turn plaid once he pulls up his kilt. Weird, dude. And here's another mistake from the same episode.
I'm ready for me money. Welcome to Pretty Patties. May I take your money?
We want a refund, Krabs.
Your dumb pretty patties turned my face purple!
This one is just really, really weird. I don't know what they were doing when they animated this scene in this episode. First things first though, here's like a random PNG of Incidental 37A, okay? This is how he looks. He's actually a fairly iconic Incidental. Like, look at those shorts. Those shorts are iconic. Well, a major mess up was made with this character in Patty Hype during this scene where Mr. Krabs runs away from his stand as everybody like surrounds him and gets mad. As if we look in the bottom right corner, we can see Incidental 37A in Mrs. Puff's clothing for some reason. For one, that is definitely not Mrs. Puff. Look at how skinny they are. I feel bad. I'm sorry, Mrs. Puff. But there are other scenes in this episode that kind of prove to us that this is 37A, Incidental 37A. So this was a massive mistake. Normally he looks like this, but in this episode he looks like this, which is again a massive mistake. Let's keep the video going though, guys. I've got plenty of crazy mistakes coming up in other episodes. Heading over to season 6, our next episode is Sand Castles in the Sand. This episode has some epic fight scenes. We're gonna get into the mistake in this episode, but before that, seriously, check out some of these amazing fight scenes between SpongeBob and Patrick.
Let's have some real fun.
What was that? Come on, we gotta get out of here.
Like I said, this episode gets pretty wild between the two. But you know what's also wild? The mistake in this episode. Take a look at this.
Get up, Patrick. It's time.
Time for what?
The big shindig, remember?
No. Besides, I don't really think my shins should be involved.
So for this one to really hit, you guys need some context. Right here, we're looking at Conch Street. So as you guys can see here on Conch Street, we have Patrick's house, SpongeBob's house, and Squidward's house. Well, it goes in the order of Patrick, Squidward, and SpongeBob's house. And let's take a look at SpongeBob's house, as we'll notice that there's this chimney on top. Remember this. As during this scene in Sandcastles in the Sand, when SpongeBob leaves his house, where's the chimney? It's a minor detail, but you can tell the animators forgot to draw his chimney in this one scene, which is totally a mistake, as that chimney's been there ever since the first episode. Look at this shot of SpongeBob's house from Help Wanted episode 1, and that chimney's right there. So this was a mistake, and let's keep it moving. Let's head over to another episode, guys, with some jaw-dropping mistakes. We've already talked about him a couple of times today, but who remembers this character right here, Fred? He's the dude who would always yell, "My leg."
My leg! My leg! My leg! My leg! My leg! My leg!
My leg.
My leg! My leg! My leg!
Yeah, that guy, he's iconic. Well, he got his very own episode in season 11, appropriately titled My Leg. And dude gets his leg broken a ton of times in this episode. It's revealed that he actually does it on purpose. Here are a ton of clips of him getting his leg broken in this episode. We're gonna get into the mistakes after though, but here are some of these clips.
My leg! Is really stressing out, Dr. Charlie Horse.
You're right, Fred. It's so tense.
I personally love this episode. I feel bad for Fred, but like I said, he wants to get his leg freaking broken. He's crazy. Anyways, though, it's mistake time, baby. Here's the first one.
Fred, I've got an idea. Why don't we hurt your leg so you can be reunited with your lady fair?
This first one is bad, dude. But during this scene where SpongeBob turns into a heart, take a look at one of these red hearts right here as it clips through Fred. Literally, dude, it's like going through his body, which is totally an animation mistake. The layer of the heart is supposed to be either on top of him or behind him, but yeah, in this shot, it's clipping right through his body. Like I said, it's bad. And here's another mistake.
Your leg! Watch this!
Is really stressing out, Dr. Charlie Horse.
This one isn't as bad, but so going back over to beautifully animated, but you know me.
Oh, you're right. I better get back to work. Thanks for everything, Doc.
No, it's a lie. Therapy doesn't really work. You're still sick. Very, very sick.
Did you guys catch it? Like I said, I have no idea how the animators missed this. But take a look at some of these shots right here. As you can see, the Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket have always been across from one another. It's like a major thing in SpongeBob. Since like the first season, these two have been across the street. Well, sometimes the animators forget this, most notably in Fear of a Krabby Krabby Patty. As when SpongeBob leaves the chum bucket in this episode, look, the Krusty Krab should be across the street, but that thing is missing. Ain't nobody getting a Krabby Patty because the Krusty Krab just doesn't exist anymore. Again, look at some of these clips. It's supposed to be right there across the street, but yeah, major mistake. Let's kick things off with a very gross episode, Fungus Among Us, which the title can already give you an idea of what's going on in this episode. Here's the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Stop! You're pushing out more of the egg!
Did you guys catch it? Well, the mistake revolves around this incidental right here, this background character known as Fancy Fish. Now, normally with incidentals, they have like a skin color and then they wear clothes, but the clothing is never like the same color as their skin, right? Well, if we take a look at Fancy Fish as they're jumping onto SpongeBob, his skin is actually the same color as the sleeves of his shirt, which is totally a mistake. As like I said, right? Like the clothing is never the same color as the skin of these characters, or else it would make it look like the clothing is their skin. So by SpongeBob's rules, this is totally a mistake. And guys, here's an even worse mistake from the same episode.
They show up every day of the week, clean and disease-free.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob SquarePants returning for duty, sir.
This one's a quick one, but when SpongeBob says, SpongeBob SquarePants returning for duty, sir, take a look at this dork's sleeves, as they're colored yellow instead of white. I don't think I need to explain this. Here's a random shot of SpongeBob. Normally his sleeves are white, but in this scene, they're yellow, which is totally a mistake. And there's more, another mistake in this episode. Look at this.
Who are you people? I want to go home.
You are home, SpongeBob. You just need to stay in this bubble until the ick clears up.
Where's my snail, Gary?
We've taken care of your pet.
Last one from this episode, but after SpongeBob gets literally kidnapped from the Krusty Krab and is put into isolation, he says, "Where's my snail Gary?" And if we look at his clothing, look at his side belt, it's missing. Normally SpongeBob's belt goes like all around him, but in this one shot, the side part of his belt is gone. The animators just did not draw it. Hey, mistakes happen, and guys, we've got plenty more coming up, mistakes you don't want to miss. I know, you guys primarily watch our videos for SpongeBob, but guys, The Loud House is really good. It's also made by Nickelodeon, and the show is really connected to SpongeBob. So don't click off yet, guys, please. I promise we're gonna get back to SpongeBob, but you don't want to miss these mistakes in Along Came a Sister. It's a good episode, but the mistakes are bad.
Hey, Frank! Frank! Over here, buddy! So cool! Now, before we pack up, I need a volunteer to look after Frank this weekend while I'm out of town.
For this one to make sense, you guys gotta know who these characters are. This guy right here is Frank, and this is how his eyes look, alright? Yellow with black pupils. But during multiple scenes, for example, this one right here, Frank's eyes are just completely black, like the animators were too lazy to give them the regular color and just gave him entirely black eyes. It's pretty rough, and here's another mistake from the same episode.
Now, before we pack up, I need a volunteer to look after Frank this weekend while I'm out of town.
Please, Mrs. John, me!
Lincoln!
Yes! Way to go, Lincoln!
You probably caught it yourselves, but this one's an audio error, as during Clyde's line, "Way to go, LinkedIn," if you look at Clyde, his lips don't actually move when he says this. The audio comes out, but his mouth just doesn't move. Okay, we're going back to SpongeBob, guys. I know it's what you want. Let's head back to Bikini Bottom, baby. Let's jump into season 7 of SpongeBob, starting with the episode I Heart Dancing. This episode definitely ain't good, but it also isn't bad. I'd say it's more of a mid-episode. What we're really here to talk about, though, is this mistake. Take a look at this.
Let's move on to our first dance lesson. I want you to moonwalk on this treadmill while I read this entire...
Did you guys catch it? It has to do with these portraits of Squidward hung up in his house. There are at least 3 of the same picture, okay? And the issue is that the background of those pictures change. First, they're purple, as you can see in this shot. But then there are multiple times where they change to green, making for an interesting mistake. I mean, the background of the pictures isn't gonna randomly change. That was 100% a coloring error by the animators. I mean, just look again. In this shot, it's purple, the background, but then in this shot, it's green. Let's keep it moving though. Here's another mistake from this episode. There are a lot in this episode.
Listen, you pea brain, we are gonna keep working on your routine until you get it right. And I don't care how long it takes. Now watch closely.
This is another really bad one, and it has to do with Squidward. So soon after SpongeBob's cane dance, look at our boy, he's dancing up a storm. If we look at Squidward, his nose turns entirely transparent for one frame, meaning the animators, for only one frame I guess, didn't color in his nose. Like, look at how bad that looks. I'm sorry, but nobody's nose is going to be see-through. There are a couple of other mistakes in this episode, but none of them compare to the mistakes in this next episode we're going to be talking about, so let's head over to that episode. Mr. Krabs has had a lot of weird schemes over the years. I mean, remember the Krusty Krab food truck? Yeah, weird, but the idea he goes for in the season 8 episode, Drive-Thru, is actually a good one. The episode name kind of gives it away, as the Krusty Krab gets a drive-thru. Like I said, kind of a good business concept, and it makes for a good plot. I'm gonna get to the mistakes, of course. There's a lot of bad ones in this episode, but here, real quick, take a look at these funny clips from the episode.
Hello? Is this stupid thing on? Mr. Squidward! Any customers?
None that I can hear.
Ooh, here comes one now!
Hey, go around! Go around! Ah!
Large Krabby Patty with fries, please.
With fries, got it.
This is a really good episode, and it's one of the last few good episodes before SpongeBob got really bad back in season 8. Here's the first mistake though, I know that's what you guys really want.
Thanks again for taking us to the Krusty Krab, Dad.
Yeah, Mom never brings us here.
Anytime, kids. What the?
Careful now.
Hey, you guys put in a drive-thru.
We did?
Great.
Did you guys catch it? As it has to do with the design of the Krusty Krab. During the beginning, when this fish is driving around the Krusty Krab, something is missing. Here, I'll give you guys a chance to figure it out again. Look at this shot of the Krusty Krab, look at it. And now look at this shot from Drive-Thru. You guys probably got it now, but the antenna, which is normally here, is missing in Drive-Thru. Here's another mistake.
I'll have 3 large Krabby Patties, Krabby Fries, a Krabby Cola, and 2 extra large orders of Krabby Rings. Is this toothpaste?
Boy, I don't know how I think of this stuff, but I think I got a winner. We are putting in a drive-thru.
This next mistake is one of the ones that really makes me shake my head. As after Incidental 42 notices that there's toothpaste on the hole, let's look at SpongeBob as his body is completely glitched out, with his body overlapping his arm. It's the arm on his left and on our right, but you can see that that arm, the layer for it in terms of art, is like underneath his body. Like, I'm zooming in, guys, look at how weird that is. Yeah, that one is just brutal, but let's keep the video going, guys. Lots of insane mistakes coming up. Here's another quick mistake from a show that isn't SpongeBob. We're gonna be talking about The Amazing World of Gumball. This show is so much fun. The episode is The Boss, and let's see if you guys can spot this mistake. It has to do with a background detail. There's your hint.
Well, Mr. Robinson, your resume is 3 sentences long and every letter is in a different color. Perhaps you might like to add something.
I've got excellent communication skills.
Clearly.
Were you guys able to catch it? Well, if not, I got you covered. Let me help you out. So in this scene, when Mr. Shinex is interviewing Rocky, there's a plaque in the background that's supposed to say operating. Now, operating is spelled O-P-E-R-A-T-I-N-G. But if we look on this actual plaque, it's misspelled. Again, this is how operating is supposed to be spelled, and then they just completely butcher it right here, making for a really funny mistake. And let's keep it moving and head over to another episode. Let's go, gang. The next mistake we'll be talking about is good old what's his name, and we're gonna dive right into it, but first here are some hilarious clips from this episode. You don't want to miss these mistakes though, they're really bad, so hang tight.
Meaning, if you call the customers by their name, they keep coming back to spend more of them greenbacks. So I want you two to learn the names of every customer.
I have an important life to live, and it doesn't include chattering with you two ninnies.
I thought you might say that, so I decided to turn this into a contest.
Come on, guys, you had to catch that one. If you didn't though, let me explain. So in the one scene where Mr. Krabs talks to both SpongeBob and Squidward at the same time, if we watch during this frame, one of his hands is just missing. Like, where is that dude's hand? He needs those hands to count all of his money that he's obsessed with, so yeah. Major mistake here, and here's another one.
Holy sea cow! That hooligan ran a stop sign!
Stop, thief!
You know that guy?
Hardly. He stole my wallet.
What? That makes him a dual offender! Let's get him!
Yeah, this one's gonna crack you guys up a little bit. So as you guys just seen, the Bikini Bottom police are against littering, alright? It's like a crime. Like, they go to chase down Squidward, but look, if you actually watch, the cop technically litters himself by dropping his donut on the sidewalk before chasing Squidward. So this dude right here, hypocrite. Major hypocrite. What's he talking about? You literally just littered and threw your donut on the ground. A perfectly good donut, by the way. Yeah, like I said, this one was funny. This one actually made me laugh a little bit. I love when SpongeBob dives into like the backstory of Mr. Krabs, and that's exactly what happens in season 4's Shell of a Man. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but take a look for yourself. The plot's pretty interesting.
Are you sleepy? Ah, Mr. Krabs! I don't smell his pulse.
Don't look at me!
Mr. Krabs?
Leave me be!
You're alive! And naked.
It's true. I've molted.
What?
Go give the episode a watch after you're done watching this video, of course. Like, don't click off of this video, but after you're done watching this video, go watch the episode. For now, though, here's the mistakes.
Perfection.
Is number 5's order ready yet, SpongeBob?
Just a second, Squidward. Well, Krabby Patty, it's time for you to go now. You grew up so fast. I promised myself I wouldn't do this. Just take it, Squidward, take it away!
So at the beginning of the episode, we get order number 5, which of course is a good old-fashioned Krabby Patty. I personally want one right now. At first, it looks like this. Remember this, alright? It looks like this. But literally, in the next shot, look at it now, as it looks like very different. It looks like almost an entirely different Krabby Patty. A very weird continuity mistake. I mean, first it looks like this, now it looks like this. So now that I think about it, I actually don't want a Krabby Patty anymore, especially if it's just gonna change.
Have you finished those errands? Have you finished those errands? Have you finished those errands?
Let's talk about a season 2 episode. How about Squid's Day Off? Let's get right into it. Here's the first mistake.
Okay, Mr. Krabs. Get plenty of rest, and if things don't seem right, come back.
Thanks, Doc.
Did you guys catch it? No? Well, here's a little hint, all right? It has to do with the sign on the hospital, all right? I'm zooming in. Did you guys catch it yet? Yeah, they completely misspelled emergency, with them spelling it as E-N-E-E-R-E-N-C-Y. This is a really, really bad mistake. It's not like they got one letter wrong. Like, they completely butchered the spelling of the entire word, but I can actually tell you guys why. Back during this season, SpongeBob episodes were animated in Korea by Rough Draft Korea. So it was probably a language situation where whoever like did the animation here didn't know how to spell the word in English. Mistakes happen. Anyways though, here's mistake number 2.
I caught you now!
You need the eyes of an eagle to catch this one. But when Squidward eventually makes it to the Krusty Krab for the final time, the road and sand outside switch colors just as he barges through the door. I'm showing it right here to make it clear it only happens right as he goes through the door. Before this, it looks like this, which is how it's supposed to look. But I'm showing it in slow motion, and yeah, that's the wrong color. 3 mistakes in 1 episode. That's pretty bad, man. And we've got more, guys. Let's head over to our next episode. And stay tuned, guys, because I'm saving the spiciest mistake for the ending of the video. We've got some cool ones on the way and random mistake of the day. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
Hey, Squidward, wanna play?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Dude, who remembers Bubble Buddy? I loved this episode as a kid. Dude is such an iconic character, Bubble Buddy. Fun fact, he actually reappears in later seasons, just saying. But we're not here for Easter eggs. We have videos on that, by the way. We're here for mistakes. And Bubble Buddy from season 2 has a couple mistakes, so roll the footage.
Oh no, Squidward, wait! There's cheese on these patties!
And?
Bubble Bubble Buddy's lactose intolerant. He can't eat cheese.
Yeah, so this first one is just like, I don't know how we even caught it, but in the clips you guys just saw when SpongeBob tells Squidward that Bubble Buddy is lactose intolerant, part of his like top right corner detaches from his body. And this one's just like a really weird mistake. It's a nitpick, who cares? No one would ever notice this while watching the episode, but it is a mistake, and here's another one from the same episode.
Bubble Buddy says it tastes funny. What do you think?
Mr. Krabs!
It's time to end it!
No, I won't let you. Here we go! You'll never catch us now!
So this one's interesting. Let's take a look at Squidward over here. We'll look at this footage from the episode Culture Shock, and you'll notice Squidward has 6 limbs, all right? He has 4 legs and 2 arms. This is canonical, all right? It's been like this since the beginning of SpongeBob lore. But in this episode, when SpongeBob inflates Bubble Buddy to escape the angry crowd that want to kill Bubble Buddy, look, Squidward is just randomly drawn with a 5th leg. When, as I just mentioned, like, he's supposed to have 4 legs, so they just randomly drew an extra one, and that is a mistake. I'm sure Squidward isn't complaining. Having an extra limb is probably very nice, but I don't know how Nickelodeon feels about that one.
Can I have the secret formula?
No!
Okay.
But he was persistent.
Pretty please?
We've been doing a lot of season 2 and 3 episodes in this video, so let's just keep it going. Here's another one, Plankton's Army. Some season 3 goodness. I love this episode. Let's get into the first mistake. All right, let's do it.
Today is the 25th anniversary of the first time me archenemy Plankton ever tried to steal me secret Krabby Patty formula. Welcome to the Krusty Krab, sir. May I help you?
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Mr. Krabs says today is the 25th anniversary of the first time Plankton's ever tried to finesse him, he doesn't say that exactly, but you get the idea. The door to Mr. Krabs' office can be seen. It's shown right here, all right? And this is accurate. Mr. Krabs has always had his office door right here. However, though, when this robot shows up, the door is just magically gone. Like, it's just not drawn in this one shot right here, which is really weird and lazy. But to make things funny, when Mr. Krabs and Squidward eventually walk outside, look, the door is back. So it was there, then it's gone, and then it's back again. Hey, mistakes happen. At least we can get a laugh out of it, right, guys? Well, we're definitely gonna get a laugh out of this next episode's mistakes because boy, oh boy, is it rough. Let's keep it rolling.
Ew! Why am I wearing this color of shame?
I think it looks good on you.
Some of my favorite SpongeBob episodes, like my top 10 favorite episodes, are these specials. They're way different than regular episodes because they're longer and they usually have like way more plot. But of course, just like regular episodes, they also have mistakes. And the episode Swamp Mates is no exception. I'm breaking that season 2 and 3 streak right now. This is a more modern episode of SpongeBob. But hey, season 12 is still good. But anyways, this episode Swamp Mates has a mistake. Roll the footage.
Escape! If only I had something large and buoyant!
You guys may have caught it, but when Bubble Bass says our only escape, look, his eyes are the same color as his glasses. Normally, Bubble Bass has like regularly white eyes, and even when he's wearing his glasses, when you look through them, his eyes are still white. But yeah, in this one shot, it's just all the same color, and it's not that big of a deal, but it looks really weird. Don't worry though, guys, the mistakes coming up are a lot worse than this one. So, let's keep it moving.
SpongeBob is the only guy I know that can have fun with a jellyfish for 12 hours!
All right, we're heading back over to season 2 and 3, which makes me a very, very happy boy. You guys know I love those seasons. The episode is Jellyfish Jam, and I love this episode. Here's the first mistake, guys. Roll that clip.
Hey, take it easy. Okay, I'll talk to him. Squidward, would it be possible to play your clarinet a little better?
So as you guys know, SpongeBob's living room is on the bottom floor of his house. All right, we know this. This is just a fact. Now, in this episode, in the clips you guys just saw, we have that moment where Squidward is playing his clarinet. It's not so good, and SpongeBob tells him to play his clarinet better. Savage. SpongeBob, you are a savage. Now, as you can see, SpongeBob is in his living room, but when he pokes his head out to talk to Squidward, he appears to be in a window that belongs to the second floor. But then when he goes out of the window, he's back in his living room again, which should be on the first first floor, so this is totally a mistake here. How did SpongeBob go all the way up here if he was in his living room? That's not where his living room is. Up there is where his bedroom is. I'm definitely overthinking this. This is like a typical case of cartoon logic. It is a cartoon after all, but still technically a mistake. And don't worry, guys, this next one from the same episode is a lot worse.
We'll just keep you right here. Quit worrying, Gary. He'll be just fine. Good night, everybody.
This one is very, very, very weird, and I can't blame the animators, to be honest with you. So, in the clips you guys just saw, SpongeBob and Gary go to sleep after partying all night with the jellyfish. Like, they were turning up. Like, I personally want to party with some jellyfish after this. Like, they know how to put on a party. But anyways, SpongeBob and Gary go to sleep, all right? And if we look at SpongeBob's bed, his green bathrobe is just hanging from one side of his bed. But the problem is there is no hook on SpongeBob's bed. We've seen SpongeBob's bed in many other episodes, and the bamboo parts of his bed frame never have a hook on them. It's like his green bathrobe is just like standing magically beside his bed. It shouldn't be hanging there because there's no hook. Like I said, it's a weird one, but it is 100% a mistake. And I mean, come on, you guys know exactly what I'm going to say. I end every section like this. There's more. Let's head over to another episode and cover more mistakes. And I wasn't lying about saving the worst for the end.
We're gonna make this kid honorary town rookie of the day.
For he's a jolly good rookie. He's a jolly good rookie.
F is for friends that do stuff together. U is for you and me. I love this episode. Fun. I can't believe I just sung for you guys, but such a good episode. Before we get into it though, here are some fun clips from this episode. It's a really good episode. And then we're getting right to the mistakes. And guys, trust me, there are really bad mistakes in this episode. Okay, it's time for mistakes. It's what you guys clicked on the video for after all. There are a bunch in this episode, but we're gonna focus on one because it's really, 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 really bad. Roll the footage.
How can you not see it?
Okay, I see it. It's a Krabby Patty, okay?
So as you guys saw at the very end of the episode, Plankton's plan is exposed, all right? Now, in the clip where he reveals that he took the Krabby Patty, if we look at his bottom legs, all right, and you'll notice that Plankton's legs just keep on disappearing and reappearing. It's really weird. Now, this right here is an animation glitch. This is like a bad one where you can tell during like the rendering process, something messed up, dude, because his legs just keep on flickering in and out and it just looks very, very strange.
Behold, SpongeBob! Before laughter, there was the pre-hysterical period.
Okay, we're heading back over to season 12. The episode is Insecurity Guards, and pretty much SpongeBob and Patrick volunteer as guards at the museum. And I will say they're not the best at it. Here's a little compilation of them just not being the best guards at a museum. And then we're gonna get right into the mistakes.
Will those kids be okay in there?
Oh, sure. Mommy loves kids. I think this is yours. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely not hiring SpongeBob or Patrick if I need a guard. I also don't know if I'm gonna hire the animators of this episode because they made a massive mistake. Roll the clip.
Why won't you work? Huh?
You guys may have caught it, but throughout this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick wear this. What's really important here is Patrick. Look at him in his fresh little security guard outfit, my boy. Now, throughout this whole episode, this is what Patrick is wearing while at the museum, all right? Especially during this scene, just before they get swallowed and spit out by a woolly mollusk. Now, if you look closely, when they first arrive at the woolly mollusk, they're wearing their security guard outfits, then they get put in his mouth and spit out. But when they're spit out, look, Patrick is randomly back in his regular clothes. clothes. And then when they land, he's back in his security guard outfit. So you can see the animators made a mistake. During the animation of them being spit out of the woolly mollusk, they forgot to draw Patrick in his security guard outfit, making for a really bad mistake. It's pretty interesting, but you know what's also interesting? The random mistake of the day. That's right, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we talk about a random cartoon suggested by you guys and talk about mistakes in that cartoon, and then we'll go right back to SpongeBob. Today we're gonna do another Nickelodeon classic, Hey Arnold, and to all of our younger viewers, don't worry, we're gonna go back to SpongeBob, but this was a massive Nickelodeon Nicktoon show, and the mistake itself is like really bad. It's worse than any of the SpongeBob mistakes we covered today. The episode is Eugene's bike, and let's see if you guys can spot it. And here's a hint, it has to do with this character right here named Stinky. And roll the clip.
Okay, but you don't know what you're missing. Look, you guys! I got a new scab! If you squint real hard, it looks like Texas. That's nice, Sheena.
It happens right at the beginning of the episode, but when we see Stinky standing with Joey in park, look, for about a couple of frames, his entire right hand is just missing. Like, these dudes just did not draw his hand at all. Like, I'm zooming in, no hand there. And again, it isn't for like a couple of seconds, like it's like this for a while. So yeah, massive mistake, and let's get back to SpongeBob.
I was a wimp before Anchor Arms. Now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me. So order now, wimp!
Yeah, this episode is iconic. I'm talking about MuscleBob BuffPants. You guys know Cartoon Corey loves season 1, that Steven Hillenburg era. Here's the thing though, guys, even an episode as good as this one has a mistake. Roll the footage.
SpongeBob?
Ahoy, Mr. Krabs!
Mother of pearl!
This one's pretty straightforward. Hopefully you guys caught it. If not though, Cartoon Corey's got you covered. But while Mr. Krabs is sweeping in front of the Krusty Krab, our boy has a coloring error, as look at his sleeve, it's red. Normally Mr. Krabs looks like this and his sleeves are white, as you guys know. So this right here is totally a mistake. Like, Mr. Krabs, what's going on, man? Okay, to be fair, I'm zooming in, and as you can see, only half of it's actually red. The other half is the color it's supposed to be, but this is still an error. And we've got more. Here's another one from MuscleBob BuffPants.
Your secret workout? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I know.
Now, this one isn't as simple as that last one, so you guys need to listen very closely, but when SpongeBob reveals his secret workout to the others, we can see Larry the Lobster in Incidental 24 right here, and behind them is Incidental 24Q. Remember this, okay? It's the three of them with Incidental 24Q behind them. Like, seconds later, guys, in the same scene, Incidental 24Q gets replaced by a completely different other background fish, being Incidental 24B. Now, this on its own is a mistake because it happens in a matter of seconds. The fish behind them wouldn't transform into an entirely different fish. But there's another mistake here, as take a look at Incidental 24B's actual design. Look at this PNG of him. He's this color, all right? He looks like this. But in this episode, when he randomly replaces Incidental 24Q, he's colored incorrectly. As a matter of fact, he's colored the same color palette as Incidental 24Q. So just wow. Man, 2 mistakes in one scene. Crazy. But let's head over to another episode of SpongeBob, guys, with even more wild mistakes.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
He took off his pants.
I'll give him a week.
I'll give him 11 minutes.
Nature Pants is a really good episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob decides to live with the jellyfish. Like, he literally moves out of his pineapple home and lives in jellyfish fields. Our man becomes homeless by choice. Now, I've got 2 mistakes for you guys in this episode, and they're really bad. Like I said, I saved the worst for the end. Here's the first one, and guys, I want to see if you can spot it before I reveal it. So comment it if you figure it out before I reveal the actual mistake. All right, here's the clip.
Welcome home, SpongeBob!
It's at the ending of the episode, but when SpongeBob finally comes home and they're celebrating for about 1 frame, Patrick is missing his whole mouth. Like, how do you forget to draw somebody's mouth? Especially a hungry boy like Patrick who's always eating. Like, give that boy his mouth back. Just a really bad mistake, guys. And here's mistake number 2 from the same episode.
Here, Patrick, have a Krabby Patty. There he Here's Patrick. Say you're live.
So let's take a look at Sandy Cheeks over here, all right? And one thing we'll notice is that her neck is brown. It's the same color as like her brown fur. Like look at the color of her fur right here. I'm arrowing it. That is the color that her neck always is, as you can see in these images. But when Sandy says, "There he is, Patrick," if we look, her neck is actually the same color as her cheeks, which is a major mistake. It's supposed to be the brown color. So obviously, Employee of the Month is up there as one of my favorite episodes. Even an episode like this, though, has mistakes, and let's expose them. Here's the first mistake, guys. Roll that clip. Did you guys catch it? Because this one's really bad. In the shot you guys just saw where Squidward is like brushing his teeth, if we look at him in the mirror, all right, we're looking at the reflection of Squidward in the mirror, we can see that Squidward's nose goes over top of the bubbles. That's how the reflection looks. But if we look at Squidward, like the actual version of Squidward, we can see that the animators messed up because those bubbles are in front of his nose. Remember, in the reflection, the bubbles are behind his nose. So like real life Squidward, the bubbles should also be behind his nose, but they're in front. So really weird mistake right here. I definitely rambled and over explained it, but you guys get it now. And here's another mistake from the same episode.
Honey.
Okay, so for this one, we need to go back a little bit, all right? We're gonna go to any random episode of SpongeBob and take a look at the doors of the Krusty Krab. And what we'll notice is that the handles to these doors are always like gold or brown, all right? They're always this color right here. Well, in Employee of the Month, when Squidward and SpongeBob barge into the Krusty Krab when they're racing near the ending of the episode, look at the handles of the Krusty Krab doors. They are completely incorrect. They're for some reason like clear and see-through or transparent, when as I already showed you guys, they're supposed to be gold or brown. I'm totally a nerd for even catching it, but yeah, totally a mistake. And stay tuned, guys, because the mistakes are going to get crazier as we go. Let's head over to our next episode.
I won't take my hands off this bike, I promise.
I'm doing it!
I didn't let go!
Next up is the episode Ride Patrick Ride, which is all about Patrick learning how to ride a bike. He isn't very good at it at first, but he eventually gets pretty good. Here's some clips from the episode, really funny.
Hi, Mrs. Puff.
Hello, SpongeBob.
You know, I'm having a little trouble trying to teach Patrick how to ride a bicycle. Have you ever had trouble teaching a student, Mrs. Puff?
You know, of all people, I don't think SpongeBob should have been the one trying to teach Patrick how to ride anything, considering this dude can't even ride a boat. I know he can ride a bike in the episode, but SpongeBob, you're not a very good teacher. Anyways, though, let's get into the first mistake from this episode. This one is very easy to miss, and I'm very proud of myself for finding it. Roll the footage.
In honor of becoming the greatest bicyclist who has ever lived, I present you the key to Bikini Bottom.
So as you can see in this scene, Patrick's bike, the handles, right, have these like ribbons or beamers coming out of it, right? These stringy things coming out. It's red. It's right here. I'm circling it. Remember this, as during this scene where Patrick is getting a key from City Hall due to saving a bunch of people, it's so funny, those ribbons are not on the handles of his bike. And the reason this is really a mistake is seconds later in this same scene, look, he has the ribbons in this scene, the lady with the keys right beside him. But if we rewind for just a couple of seconds, in this shot where it's zoomed out, he doesn't have the ribbons on his handles. I'm so proud of myself for catching this one.
Legend has it that their curiosity got the best of them. And they pulled the plug. The entire ocean rushed into the drain and sucked those two kids right down with it.
The Main Drain is an interesting season 7 episode. I mean, it's not a bad one, it's not a good one at the same time, but it does have 2 mistakes. Take a look at the first one.
Safety
whose bathtub do you think you're doing, lad?
If you caught that one, I'm very proud of you, but take a look at this lever right here beside this freezer. Remember it as it disappears when SpongeBob puts the danger sign on the floor. First it's there, as you can see here, but then when SpongeBob puts this danger sign down, it's just gone. Almost as if the animators forgot to draw it the second time. Pretty weird, but wait until you hear mistake number 2.
Why don't I wait? One sec. Time for a scary story, boys.
Where is the main drain, Mr. Krabs?
Mistake number 2 is just as weird. So, when Mr. Krabs turns off the lights, there's this light switch right here on the left side, alright? But when Mr. Krabs eventually finishes his story, the light switch suddenly changes positions. Yeah, very messy scene. It's not that big of a deal, and the mistakes I'm going to be covering later on in this video are much better than this one, but it's still a mistake, guys. Anyways, let's keep it moving.
So, how long are you visiting for? 7, 5, maybe 3 minutes?
We're here to stay, son.
We're heading over to modern SpongeBob with this next one, as it's a season 14 episode, but that ain't gonna stop me from exposing mistakes. I've already found one in this episode. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm sure you guys will be able to catch it. So, roll that clip.
So long, son.
Turns out the formula's worth something after all.
Did you guys catch it? Well, this is a classic mistake. The Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are directly across from each other on this street right here. And then this street breaks off into 2 paths, one path leading to the Krusty Krab and the other path leading to the Chum Bucket, as you can see in the clips I just showed you. Well, in Blood is Thicker Than Grease, at the very end of the episode, we get a shot where we should be able to see the Krusty Krab, but it's just blatantly missing from across the street. Like, how does this happen? The animators just completely forgot to draw the Krusty Krab, making for a minor, but at least very funny mistake. And there's plenty more where that came from, guys.
Well, golly! Randy says the rodeo's come to town.
Championship title? For what?
You got cotton in your ears?
No, it's not cotton. It's actually an old moldy piece of Krabby Patty.
Up next is the season 7 episode Rodeo Days, an episode where SpongeBob has to save Sandy. But what I'm gonna do is save you guys from watching the episode and just show you the mistakes. Here's the first one.
Sandy! Oh, it's not opening.
Now this one is very hard to catch. You gotta pay close attention, okay? But after SpongeBob says, it's not opening, there is a white spot that flashes for a split second under his right arm. Not that big of a deal, I'll admit, but it's still there and it's still a bit of an animation mistake. A very forgivable one, but hey, it's still a mistake. And guys, there's one more in this episode, but stay tuned as the next episode has a wild mistake.
Did we save Sandy?
No, Patrick, we didn't.
This one is just like really funny, okay? So hear this one out. As we've seen in the episode, SpongeBob and all of these sea creatures are not able to breathe in Texas because they're sea creatures. They need to be in water or they die. I mean, we even see what happens to them in Tea at the Tree Dome with Sandy when SpongeBob and Patrick go in the Tree Dome without helmets. They like almost die. This is a big part of SpongeBob lore or canon, but if you watch the episode Rodeo Days, SpongeBob and all of the sea creatures, despite not being able to breathe in Texas, just continue to live their lives normally as if there's nothing wrong. These guys would die. But anyways, let's head over to another episode, guys. These upcoming mistakes are going to blow your mind.
Yeah, it's me, SpongeBob, fry cook extraordinaire.
Hello.
I know your secret.
What? Who told you?
Oh, a little cashier told me. Follow me.
Yeah, whatever you say, man.
Moron.
I've said this many times before, but SpongeBob Season 6 has a lot of hit or miss episodes, and one of those episodes that's right in the middle, it's just mid, it ain't bad, it ain't good, is Gullible Pants. This episode does have some good in it, especially the dancing scenes of SpongeBob, so take a look at these really funny clips of SpongeBob dancing. And then it's time for some mistakes, then we're gonna be exposing some mistakes, alright? Here's the funny clips though first.
What the? SpongeBob dancing like a goofball?
And a hey, and a ho, and a hey, and a ho, and a hey ho, ha ho, hey ho, ha ho.
All right, it's time for the mistakes, guys. Let's do the mistakes.
452, 453, 454.
So, in the opening shot of the Krusty Krab dining area, we can see Incidental 114 right here. And my boy is dressed up in a light blue shirt, looking fresh, Incidental 114. But as the scene progresses, moments later, when Mr. Krabs looks at the dining like a periscope, Incidental 114 has completely changed his drip and is now wearing like a brown-green shirt. There's another one in this episode that's fairly common in SpongeBob, so you guys should easily be able to catch this one. Roll the footage.
Come on, let's go. You don't want... I miss this.
What's he doing? He's dancing!
This one is a classic SpongeBob mistake. So when SpongeBob stops the customers with his awesome dancing, the chum bucket, which normally is across the street, as you guys can see in this shot, normally the chum bucket is directly across from the Krusty Krab. But in this shot of Gullible Pants, not only is the chum bucket, but also the path to the chum bucket, they're both missing from across the street, which is totally a mistake. It's a common mistake, but it's totally a mistake.
Robot, oh my gosh!
We have one of my favorite season 3 episodes, Krabborg, where SpongeBob convinces Squidward that Mr. Krabs could be a robot. It's a really good episode, but of course, even a good episode like this has mistakes. There's actually 2, and here's the first one.
I guess I'm a little bit jumpy. I keep thinking robots are taking over the world, probably on account of this movie I watched last night where robots take over the world. I even asked Gary if he was a robot. Pretty funny, huh?
Hilarious.
Yo, did you guys catch that? Don't worry, Cartoon Corey's got you covered. Let's expose this mistake. It's very easy to miss, but if you guys look closely during this scene right here and we zoom in on SpongeBob's pant leg, more specifically his left one, the animators messed up as the left line of SpongeBob's left pant leg overlaps onto the tray that SpongeBob is holding. I'm zooming in so you guys can see. I'm circling the line right here. And yeah, that line is for SpongeBob's pant leg, so it shouldn't be overlapping with the tray that he's holding. Like, what? Not a huge deal because, I mean, like, how would any normal person catch this mistake? I'm just a massive dork, but yeah. And here's another one from the same episode.
Who's watching the cash register?
Did you guys catch it? All right, so at one point of this episode, we get this scene where SpongeBob and Squidward fight to get a hold of Mr. Krabs. And we eventually get this shot of the Krusty Krab from the outside, while we hear the turmoil going on inside. The problem is, if we zoom in on the Krusty Krab and look inside, this second shot from the Krusty Krab is just reused, and the fish inside the store are like frozen. I'm gonna play the clip again, and you'll notice that it's just a still image. The fish do not move at all. Yeah, totally a mistake here, and guys, we've got a lot more, so stay tuned. I'm saving the worst mistake for the ending of the video, but the set of mistakes from this next episode are going to blow your brain. Let's keep it moving, gang.
Behold! Revenge Bot Model QT Pie! Yes.
Did you say it was going to eat people?
That's right.
All right, so we're gonna jump over to season 13 for this next one. The episode is Say Aww, and this episode's a little hit or miss for me. It has some good moments, but it also has a mistake, and it's actually a really funny one. Roll the footage, and here's a hint. I'm showing a PNG of him on screen. You guys wanna focus on Incidental 6 right here, more specifically his feet. All right, I'm gonna play the clip with the mistake, and guys, let's see if you can spot it and comment it before I reveal it.
All right, you brain dead barnacles. Drop those patties.
Near the beginning of the episode, if we take a look at Incidental 6 right here, we can see that he's not wearing any shoes. He's just walking around in his bare feet. I hope the dude doesn't step on a Lego or something. That would really hurt. Remember this as it's important, as if we watch this same scene as it progresses, look, Incidental 6 randomly gets a pair of shoes. I'm showing a side-by-side, and I want to remind you, this all happens in a matter of seconds, so like, dude didn't go home and put shoes on. The animators drew him without shoes and then forgot and drew him again with shoes. All in the same scene, so yeah, pretty funny. Not as funny as this next episode's set of mistakes though. Let's keep it rolling, Grapple Gang. Stay tuned, things are gonna get wild.
Patrick, it's me, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, what are you doing in there?
Patrick!
Oh my gosh! SpongeBob's stuck inside this rock!
We're back to the classics with this next one. The episode is Valentine's Day from season 1. And I mean the episode's from season 1, so it's kind of just automatically a banger. I love this episode. Let's expose some mistakes though. There are 3 in this one episode, wow. And here's the first one. Roll that clip.
Chocolate.
So this first one's pretty straightforward. As you guys know, in Bikini Bottom, all right, Sandy wears her suit with the helmet on it so that she doesn't die. She can't breathe in water like fish because she's a squirrel and needs air. So the whole point of this helmet right here is to stop water from going in and drowning her. Well, the animators forgot about this for a second, as when Sandy opens her helmet to receive the chocolate bubble, in the clips you guys just saw, no water goes inside her helmet, even though they're literally underwater. So again, I'm being a nerd. This isn't that big of a deal, but still kind of technically a mistake. Like, Sandy should have died. I hate to say it, but like, rip. Anyways though, here's mistake number 2 from Valentine's Day. This one's a lot more interesting. Roll that footage.
Mine! All right, everybody out! This is my carnival! Can't find it here in the carnival because it's on top of Mount Climb Up and Fall Off!
Did you guys catch it? Well, this one's kinda tricky, so don't worry, let me explain. A majority of this episode takes place at the Valentine's Day Carnival, like a big carnival that takes place at Goo Lagoon. Now, at one point of the episode, when we see this sign right here, we can see that Climb Up and Fall Off can be seen by the Valentine's Day Carnival sign right here. It happens more specifically when Patrick mentions it. However, if we rewind a little bit back to when we first see the Valentine's Day Carnival sign right here in this shot, Mount Climb Up and Fall Off is just not visible. It's not there, which is a mistake because, as I already mentioned later on in the episode when Patrick mentions it, we can see the Valentine's Day Carnival sign, but Mount Climb Up and Fall Off is right there. So yeah, a little bit of a continuity error here. And wait, there's more. There's another mistake in this episode, guys. Here's mistake number 3 from Valentine's Day. Roll the footage, please.
Come in, Sandy.
Sandy to SpongeBob. I got my ox in a ditch here. Howdy, Patrick.
Hi, Sandy!
Man, 3 mistakes in one episode, that's wild. Hopefully you guys caught it though, and if not, you guys know the drill, I'm gonna expose it. It happens during this scene when Sandy is fighting the chocolate-eating scallops. There are some crazy creatures in Bikini Bottom. Anyways though, in this scene, the balloon's basket seems to be missing, only showing the string attached to it. This is how the balloon normally looks with the basket right here. But yeah, when Sandy's fighting them, it's missing, and we can only see this string right here. Don't worry, the basket does reappear eventually when Sandy arrives at the carnival. But yeah, during that one shot, it's just gone. Yeah, gone. First up is the very new episode, Fun Believable, from SpongeBob Season 13. This episode just premiered and has 3 mistakes. Here's the first one.
Hey, Rube, should we come back later?
Yeah, later would be good.
Honestly, I had to double take for this one, as when Rube says, yeah, later would be good, take a look at Sandy's stomach. It's missing. It's not supposed to look like that. Normally, as most of you probably know, Sandy looks like this, but in this one shot, yeah. I don't know what's going on with her stomach, but yeah, these SpongeBob animators messed up a little bit. Let's keep it going though and head over to mistake number 2 from this same episode.
Excuse us, Rube, but Patrick and I have something to show you. It's Fun Believable.
Show us what you got.
Now this one is just bad, as when SpongeBob says it's fun believable, his mouth disappears for a split second. Mistakes happen sometimes, but dude lost his entire mouth. SpongeBob needs that to eat Krabby Patties, so I mean, come on guys. Here's another mistake though, this one is just funny, so stay tuned.
We're ready for you.
Are you sure?
So take a close look at this scene while SpongeBob and Patrick rise out of these coffins, as SpongeBob's tie is colored brown like his pants. Normally SpongeBob's tie looks like this. I don't even think I need to show you guys, it's red, but for some reason here it's brown. It's most likely what happened here is the animators got mixed up with the color of SpongeBob's pants, which are brown, and made the tie the same color, but whatever. Mistakes happen, and I've got lots of more, even crazier mistakes than these ones, so let's head over to our next episode for today, guys.
I lost my pen.
You can borrow mine. I lost something once. I lost something I couldn't live without. My identity.
Missing Identity is another season 3 banger. Such a good episode full of amazing moments, but it also has a mistake or two. And I hate to break it to you guys, here's some clips showing the mistakes.
Wait. Patrick!
Okay, so here's some context first. So as most of you probably already know, a big part of this episode is SpongeBob retracing his steps so he can find out where he lost his name tag, okay? So he goes through his day again and repeats steps that he did originally. But while SpongeBob is retracing his steps, he keeps missing a step between eating Snail Po and saying hi to Patrick. What is that step, you might be asking? That's putting his clothes on. As you can see in this shot, that was a big step, but when he's retracing them, he just skips it for some reason. Some of you guys might not really get this mistake here, but trust me, if you've watched the episode, it makes sense. Let's move over to another mistake that's a lot more digestible.
Guys, okay? Am I near the bathroom? Gary?
That last one was a bit weird. Like I said, you need to see the episode to get it, but this one is way more blatant. So when SpongeBob is tumbling downstairs, ouch, that must have hurt, the stairwell that's normally in SpongeBob's house wraps around the right side of the pineapple instead of the left. Normally it looks like this. Like any episode, if you pull up the inside of his house, you can see that the stairwell wraps to the left. But in this one episode, the animators must have forgot it or flipped the assets because it wraps around the right this time, which is wrong. It's wrong. Anyways, though, let's move over to some worse mistakes, guys. Trust me, stay tuned. This next one is bad.
By the all-seeing eye, ye are worthy, we are not.
What are you two idiots doing?
Next up is the episode Good Neighbors, which is a pretty underrated episode in my opinion, but let's get into the juicy details. I know you guys want the mistakes. Here's mistake number 1.
Go out and paint all the leaves on the trees. Now, out. That'll keep them busy for a...
See you later, Squidward!
So this is another funny one, as when Squidward pushes SpongeBob and Patrick outside to go paint the leaves on the trees, as you can see, the door opens into the house, right? So if you were to open the door goes inside the house. I'm showing you it in slow motion, pay attention. But here's the issue, when SpongeBob and Patrick reappear and say see ya later Squidward, the door now opens to the outside of the house. If you were to open the door, it comes outside. So this is a major mistake here. First, it opens up like this, now it opens up like this, and I'm sorry guys, that's not how doors work. It is a cartoon, but that's not how doors work. Here's another mistake though, stay tuned, this one is just as bad.
SpongeBob.
Good morning, Squidward.
Alright, so take a look at this shot of Conch Street. As you can see, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward's house all have these pathways, okay? They all look different, but they have a path getting to their house. Well, when Squidward hears SpongeBob's alarm clock go off in this episode, the ladder's pathway is missing. It's just gone. Poof, where is it? What's funny is it does appear in the episode, but during this one shot, the animators, I guess they just didn't want to draw it. They were feeling kind of lazy because it's not there. That's not it though. Believe it or not, this episode actually has 3 mistakes. Here's the third one.
You did overlook one teensy little detail, however.
What's that, Squidward?
It's Sunday!
It's very easy to miss, but pay attention as before Squidward yells, "It's Sunday," SpongeBob's pupils become uncolored for a split second. They just have no color, and they're not supposed to look like that, dude. I mean, seriously, what a mistake. How does this even happen? And there's more. Let's move over to our next episode. Yeah, your boy Cartoon Corey is addicted to season 3 because I have yet another season 3 episode. I'm talking about Midlife Crustacean. Here's some clips from this episode because it's really funny.
Show up at my house at 8 o'clock.
I just want to warn you, Mr. Krabs, we're always fashionably late.
8:01 p.m.
Now, we might have covered this mistake in the past. I don't think we have, so I'm gonna make it quick, but during the panty raid scene, take a look at Mrs. Krabs' house.
Listen, credit, old man. We're panty professionals.
Good night, Mr. Krabs.
Good night, SpongeBob.
Eugene, lights out.
As you can see, it's blue. It's a beautiful home. Like, it's a very beautiful home, but it doesn't stay blue, as at the end of the episode when we see SpongeBob talking to a grounded Mr. Krabs, now it's pink. It just changes colors. I highly doubt anybody painted the house in between these scenes, so this was a bad mistake, and let's keep it moving and head over to another episode.
Do you mind?
Don't worry, Squidward. We're boating buddies now.
Let's kick things off with a fairly good episode from SpongeBob Season 6. I'm talking about boating buddies. Here's the first mistake. Roll the footage.
There is no we. Understand?
Quiet in the front, please.
Oh, I understand. I understand perfectly.
This first mistake is funny, as you can tell that the animators didn't think that we'd notice, but nah, Cartoon Corey has the eyes of a hawk. As during this classroom scene, when Mrs. Puff says, "Quiet in the front, please," take a look at SpongeBob's side belt through his desk, as his belt is missing. His pants are just brown. There should be his belt right there, but you can tell that because he was in the chair, the animators just were kind of lazy and didn't draw it, which I get, but hey, it's still a mistake. He should have his belt on, and let's keep it moving. Here's an even crazier mistake, guys. Roll the footage.
And that you didn't need me.
No, I didn't. I never said that. I don't need your help, and I don't need you, jerk.
So as you can see, in this scene where Squidward is talking to SpongeBob about him needing his help, Incidental 7 over here is pink. Alright, she's pink. Remember this, you can see her right here. However, in the very next shot, she just changes colors. First she was pink, but now she's purple. Hey, she looks good purple, but she's supposed to be pink, and I don't think people can just change the color of their skin in the middle of a cartoon episode, so this was another mistake here. I don't know what happened, but yeah, she's not supposed to be purple, she's supposed to be pink. Believe it or not though, that's not it for this episode. 3 mistakes in 1 episode, damn. Here's the third one.
Squidward, you can have the $5 back. Mr. Krabs says
I don't care what Mr. Krabs says. I just want...
It happens back at the beginning of the episode, but when Squidward says, "I don't care what Mr. Krabs says," SpongeBob leans backwards slightly, and if you look closely, his black belt, which is, supposed to be black, turns white. It's not supposed to look like that. I mean, it looks cool, but it's not supposed to look like that. 3 mistakes in 1 episode, sheesh. And that's not it, guys. Let's head over to another episode with even more mistakes. Stay tuned, you will not believe what's coming up.
Oh my gosh! Jeffrey, jellyfish! Oh, wait, Jeffrey! I have to touch you!
Hey!
Here's a really quick mistake from SpongeBob Season 2. The episode is I'm Your Biggest Fanatic. I love this episode. Here's the mistake. Roll the footage.
Am I in the jelly spotters now?
No.
Now?
No.
Now?
No.
Now?
This one is very easy to miss, but after Kevin's crown is stung by a jellyfish, if you look at one of his anchovy followers' eyes, yeah, one of the eyes disappears when the jellyfish swims by. It's just missing, and it looks really bad, so yeah. But let's keep it moving, guys. Let's keep the video going. Stay tuned for some spicy mistakes. Okay, so hold up, guys. Do not click off of the video yet. I know we primarily talk about SpongeBob, but Nickelodeon also has this other awesome show called The Loud House, which is full of mistakes. Now, the episode in question is called Don't You Forget About Me, and for context, guys, listen closely, as the mistake has to do with these 2 characters right here, Lenny and Lily. All right, you can see images of them right here. Pay close attention to these 2 characters during these clips so you can catch the mistake. Roll the footage.
And tease.
Oh. So funny.
This day hasn't gone at all like I thought it would.
Were you guys able to catch it? Well, I did, and it's pretty bad, as when Lenny stops pushing Lily's pram, her head is disconnected from her body for 2 frames. What? That is a bad mistake, dude. Like, the head is just disconnected from the body. How does that even happen? That is just really bad animation. And guys, here's another mistake from this episode. This time though, pay close attention again to the character Lenny, as the mistake has to do with him. Watch him closely. Roll the footage.
Do you know where Coach Nibbles is?
Niblick? He just went to his office to make a phone call. He said it was urgent.
This one's very similar to the last one, as when Lori and Lenny run up to a student and ask where the coach is, Lenny's left hand is disconnected for an entire frame. His left hand is just not attached, and yeah, those are 2 really bad mistakes. Now we're gonna get back to SpongeBob, guys, but leave a comment down below letting me know other cartoons you want me to cover on the channel, Easter eggs or mistakes from other cartoons. But anyways, let's get back to SpongeBob.
Perfect storm.
Well, just leave my present over on the present table. I'm so excited, I've been waiting for a whole year.
Next up is another episode from season 6, that being Overbooked. This episode is all about SpongeBob being, well, overbooked. The dude just doesn't have time for anything. It seems though that the animators also didn't have time, as they overlooked a couple of mistakes in this episode that I'm about to expose. Roll the footage.
Happy birthday! No!
You finally made it!
Alright, so when Patrick's rock first opens in this scene, take a look at his party hat, okay? It's red. You can see it right here. Remember, it's red. However, in the next scene, this randomly changes. Like, coloring mistakes like this are hilarious when it just randomly changes, as it was red, but his party hat now changes to purple. Like, what? What's going on here? Like, how does it just change colors randomly? That looks like lazy animation to me, and that's not it for this episode. Here's another mistake.
Further delay, I shall initiate proto sequence.
Sandy, I hate to delay the proceedings, but I forgot to mail in this mail.
Take a look at these shots of Sandy cheeks. Our girl Sandy has a big furry tail. It's a big part of her character because she's a squirrel, and squirrels have tails, right? Well, in Overbooked, the animators forgot about this, as when Sandy says, without further delay, I shall initiate the proto sequence, her tail is missing. And it's not because of the angle, they just were too lazy to draw Sandy Cheeks' tail. Give my girl her tail back, she needs it. And guys, there's another mistake in this episode. Roll the footage.
Have I?
Hello? My birthday cake!
Oh yeah, that! I'm just getting to that. That's why I was here in town.
It's really easy to miss, like very easy to miss. But before SpongeBob walks away to get a cake, man, now I want cake, guys. I'm hungry. Cake is so good. But as he walks away to get a cake, take a look at his left leg, as it's entirely white for a split second. I mean, don't get me wrong, SpongeBob's socks are supposed to be white, but his leg is supposed to be yellow. So this was another just really bad mistake. This episode's pretty rough in terms of mistakes, guys, but let's keep it moving and head over to another episode with even more spicy mistakes. You don't want to miss them.
The one that's obviously not a robot! Okay. Ow! Why'd you do that? You told me to. I told you to hit the robot!
Here's another quick mistake from another cartoon we haven't really covered before, that being The Amazing World of Gumball. We're always talking about Nickelodeon on this channel. It's about time we talk about Cartoon Network a little bit. Anyways, the episode can be found in the episode The Robot, and for context, it has to do with this lovely character right here, Gumball, okay? So pay attention to him. Roll that footage.
What?
Cupcake! Cupcake! What do you think you're doing? When I said you could copy me, I didn't mean steal my life!
So during this cafeteria scene where Gumball, the character we just mentioned, yells at Bobert, what a weird name, for about a brief moment, if you watch closely, this dude's entire mouth becomes the same color as his head. It's not supposed to look like that. I don't know how this happened. What a weird mistake, but okay, back to SpongeBob. But remember guys, leave a comment, let me know other cartoon mistakes you want me to cover. Any other cartoon on Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, who knows? I'll even do The Simpsons if you guys want it, but yeah, let's head over to SpongeBob. This next section is all about OG SpongeBob, the classics. I'm talking about the very first Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode. Damn, this episode makes me feel old because it came out so long ago. Here are some funny and hilarious clips from this episode because it's a really good one. Then we'll get into the mistakes. Roll the footage.
Here comes the TV repairman.
What do you want from us?
Hold on, just let me look at you. This'll cheer you up. We're almost done painting your invisible boatmobile.
Now, one thing I missed though back when I was a kid watching this episode was the mistakes. Here's the first one.
I'll be taking that.
Ah! Help! Help! Help!
It's working.
This first one is weird, and it kind of took me a couple of seconds to realize that it was a mistake. So, at one point, SpongeBob hands Patrick his purse and peers out from behind the building. But when this happens, if you look, the purse can be seen floating beside him. He isn't actually holding it, the purse is just literally floating there. Like I said, it's a weird mistake, you guys might not be catching it, I'm gonna zoom in, but that purse is just floating there, and yeah, talk about a weird mistake, and there's more. Here's another mistake from this episode.
Excuse me, Mermaid Man.
What do you want? Oh, this better be good.
This'll cheer you up. We're almost done painting your invisible boatmobile.
This is another one that's easy to miss, but once you see it, you'll see it every time you re-watch the episode. As it seems that SpongeBob's pores are reversed when he says, "Excuse me, Mermaid Man." Normally, SpongeBob looks like this, and I want you to pay attention to the holes all over SpongeBob. Those are his pores. A lot of you know this, but to the younger viewers, pay attention to the holes. As you can see in this shot, they look like this. This is how they're supposed to look. But during this one scene in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 1, his pores are just reversed. Here's a side-by-side where you can see him normally, and then with the pores reversed, you can see it now. It looks pretty bad. Next up, let's head back to where it all began, SpongeBob Season 1 with the episode Jellyfishing, an iconic episode. This episode's so much fun. It really brings me back to my younger years, but what I missed as a kid were the mistakes in this episode. Here's the first one.
That ought to do it.
Okay, so for this one to really make sense, I need to remind you guys of a big part of this episode. So as you can see, Squidward's in this giant cast. And in order for him to hold his jellyfishing net, SpongeBob and Patrick do this. Take a look at this clip real quick.
Firmly grasp it!
Ouch! But as you can see, it's like stuffed into Squidward's hand. He isn't actually holding it. It was like stabbed into this dude's hand, so he wouldn't be able to change which hand he's holding it in. Well, that's exactly the mistake, as if you watch throughout the episode, the jellyfishing net changes hands multiple times despite this not really being possible. Again, it was like stabbed into this dude's hand, which ouch, that would really hurt. But more importantly, dude wouldn't be able to change the hand that's holding the jellyfishing net, so a mistake here. Next up is a quick one from the Patrick Star Show episode, Clopnodian Heritage Festival. Roll the footage and pay attention to Cecil over here, as the mistake has to do with him, more specifically his face.
It seems the boy is sweat shy. Would you mind turning away?
It only happens for one frame, so it's very easy to miss, but when Cecil over here talks to these older men in the Flop Sweat Lodge, dude's entire mustache turns blue for a whole frame. Like, what? It's not supposed to be blue. This is how Cecil normally looks. It's supposed to look like this. But for this one frame, dude's mustache is blue. It looks fresh. I guess he's like an emo kid. He dyed his mustache blue. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's move over to another episode with more mistakes.
SpongeBob, will you make that racket stop? SpongeBob, you open this door right this...
Season 4 Squidward is an interesting episode where SpongeBob makes a puppet version of Squidward that people like more than regular Squidward. I don't know about you guys, but that would really upset me. That would cheese me, dude, if people liked a puppet version of Cartoon Corey more than real Cartoon Corey. But anyways, this episode has a mistake. Keep those eyes peeled, guys. I want you to spot this one without my help. Leave a comment on what the mistake is before I reveal it. Roll the footage.
Can I take your order?
No, I don't like your attitude.
attitude, bub? Is this what the Krusty Krab calls friendly service?
So take a look at this shot of the inside of the Krusty Krab, okay? It looks like this. We've got Squidward's cash register right here. There's the order window where SpongeBob would give Squidward the Krabby Patties, and there's the door to Mr. Krabs' office, okay? It's a really big part of the inside of the Krusty Krab. Well, during this scene when Sandals over here is placing his order, both the door to Mr. Krabs' office and the window to the kitchen are missing. This is a really weird mistake to make. It seems the animators were just too lazy to draw something as simple as Mr. Krabs' door, and I mean, like, this window right here is so important. The door I get, but the window to the kitchen where SpongeBob literally pops out all the time? How did the animators miss that? But whatever, here's another mistake.
That was awful!
Take a look at this old geezer right here. This is Incidental 92. He is this like greenish color, okay? He's been other colors, but literally 90% of his appearances, he's been this green tone. Now, the mistake is that in Squidward, during this one shot, when Squidward is tweaking and snapping on mini Squidward over here, Incidental 92 is incorrectly colored as purple, which is just totally a mistake. Because as you guys see, like literally early on in the episode, the dude is green, and then he just changes colors. I don't know if that's possible. He looks good purple, but that's not how it works, guys. You can't just change the color of your skin in a matter of scenes, so yeah, a mistake. Let's keep this party going though, guys, and head over to our next episode. We've gotten to see many grandmas in SpongeBob. We've seen SpongeBob's grandmother in this iconic episode here, and we've also seen Mr. Krabs' grandmother before, even Squidward's. But in the season 7 episode, Grandma's Secret Recipe, we get to meet Plankton's. Take a look at this.
That looks simply delightful.
You once told me that this was your favorite flavor growing up as a child.
Ration?
I will say, as much as I like the plot for this episode, it is one of the most pointless episodes of SpongeBob ever, and it is kind of boring, so I don't recommend it. And there's no surprise that there's a mistake in the episode. Roll that footage!
Oh, great Grammy Ma, you win again! All hail the great Canasta Master!
This one's very subtle, but once I point it out, you'll see that it's like really bad. So when Plankton and SpongeBob are playing cards over here, the animation cell for the table in the background, this one right here, seems to be placed above SpongeBob's. So if you watch closely, parts of SpongeBob's left hand are erased or cut off multiple times when it goes near the table. I'm zooming in and putting it in slow motion right here, and look, you can see that his fingers get like cut off because they go like behind the table or something. It's a weird animation error. How this happened, I don't know, but they gotta be more careful because this one just looks rough, dude. What?
Dish. I wonder what it could mean. Shh, quiet. Try to think.
Here's another one from the Patrick Star Show. I really do feel like this show is overrated. It's a bit of a weird spinoff, but anyways, here's the first mistake.
It's Robot Gardener Day!
I can't hear you because it's Robot Gardener Day.
Okay, so this character right here is Incidental 41, okay, and he looks like this. Now, in Patrick's Alley, we get this baby version of him. He's so adorable, I want to pinch his cheeks. Now, what's important is that Incidental 41's mouth, right here, his mouth and lips, are always purple, okay? Even in this episode, the baby version, we even see him with a purple mouth. But during this scene, when the babies are seen on the lawn, Incidental 41's mouth, well, baby Incidental 41's mouth, is awkwardly colored yellow randomly just for this scene. Like I said, it's purple throughout the episode, but in this one scene, it's yellow, and that is incorrect. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's just a character's mouth, but yeah, this is a mistake, and there's another one in this episode. We might have covered this one in the past, so I'm actually going to keep it quick, but while Patrick and Squidina are fishing, there's one frame where Squidina's left eye is purple, the same color as her body, so totally a mistake here, and guys, there's more to come. Let's head over to another episode. Up next is another Season 4 episode, this time, The Scent of Money. Now, this episode's actually pretty good. Take a look at some of these funny scenes.
You said that pets were nothing but disease-carrying vermin that should never be brought to the workplace?
It sure is hard being preggers.
Yeah.
Dude, seeing Mr. Krabs dressed up like a lady like this is so funny. Like, look at this dude. But this scene's also where we can spot a mistake. Roll the footage.
You look fine to me. Quit being such a baby and start making me some money. Excuse me, pregnant.
Yeah, so when Mr. Krabs is freaking out at Gary and just being like a psycho and says, now quit being such a baby and start making me some money, Mr. Krabs has problems, dude, what? Anyways though, as Mr. Krabs says this, the spots and spiral on Gary's shell disappears, like it's just gone. It's so weird seeing Gary like this. I'm zooming in and him with just a bare pink shell is so weird. And it's not the only time it happens in this episode. It also happens during this scene.
Oh, who do you think you are? Jackpot!
Yeah, so take a look at this during the arcade scene. As Mr. Krabs lifts Gary up, at least the swirl's there, but the dots are gone. A little reminder for you guys, this is normally how Gary looks. He has the swirl and he has these dots right here. But when Mr. Krabs picks him up in this shot, those dots are just gone. Where'd they go? They're missing. SpongeBob Season 7 has a lot of hit or miss episodes, but the episode Welcome to Bikini Bottom Triangle is actually pretty good. It's one of the stronger episodes out of the season. Here, take a look for yourself. Take a look at some of these hilarious gags from the episode.
Yeah, backwards. What a stupid idea that.
Okay, it is mistake time, guys. Here's mistake number 1. Put your mistake glasses on and let's find it together.
And those two couldn't have made it, so it must have been that rotten pipsqueak Plankton. I gotta stop that poor excuse of a life form from it.
It happens really, really, really fast. But when Mr. Krabs says, so it must have been that rotten pipsqueak Plankton, this man seriously has beef with Plankton, but when he says it, take a look at our favorite Krab's left sleeve as it turns red. It turns to the same color as his skin. Next up, we have the episode The Grill is Gone, and this is a very obscure episode. I don't see people talking about it all that much, but I will say it is a fairly underrated episode in my opinion. It's actually pretty good. Anyways though, here's the mistake.
Let's see him beat us this time. Oh, thanks, Mr. Krabs. Not everybody will tell you, man.
Alright, so at the ending of this episode, alright, we get this scene where all of these characters take the Krusty Krab and they slide down with the Krusty Krab. Also in this episode, we're introduced to these two twins, this boy and girl twin, brother and sister duo. Now, before they roll down the hill on the Krusty Krab, we can see that the boy twin is sitting here and that the girl twin is sitting here. But here's the problem. Once the Krusty Krab actually starts sliding down, they have completely switched places and now the girl is here and the boy's here. Like, here's a side-by-side showing you. And I mean, they're literally on a moving restaurant. They wouldn't be able to switch spots randomly, so this was definitely a mistake. They drew it like this, and then when the sliding was happening, they drew it like this. And guys, that's nothing compared to some of these other mistakes coming up. Let's head over to another episode.
You'd better stop bothering me and put on your thinking cap.
Great idea, Squidward.
He actually has one.
This one I'm gonna make it quick, but it's like hilarious. It takes place in the episode Fiasco, and I want you to pay close attention to Squidward's house, all right? You guys know this is how Squidward's house looks. Pay attention to this. Roll that footage.
Open up! Do you mind? Some of us have nothing to do tomorrow.
What?
Did you guys catch it? Did you guys see Squidward's house? Well, you probably didn't because that's the mistake. Real quick, as you guys know, this is Conch Street. This is where SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward all live, and it goes Patrick's house, Squidward's house, and SpongeBob's house. What lovely neighbors they are. Now, here's the issue. When we see Plankton walk to SpongeBob's house after Patrick's, we should be able to see Squidward's house, right? It's right in the middle, but it's just completely absent from the scene. They just didn't draw it. It should be right here, but it's not. And that, my friends, is a mistake. It ain't nearly as bad as this next episode, though. Next up, we have the episode Goons on the Moon, which is a banger, but you guys know what's coming. I gotta expose this mistake. Here's a hint. You want to pay attention to the doors of Sandy's tree dome, okay? Let's take a look at this.
We're going to the moon!
All right, hopefully you guys spotted the mistake, but this one is kind of a tricky one, so don't worry, Cartoon Corey's got you. After all, I have no life and spend every day looking for SpongeBob mistakes, so I mean, I definitely got you. But anyways, at the beginning of this episode, we can see that there is an airlock on Sandy's tree dome, and this is to make sure that air is locked in her tree dome, because as you guys know, Sandy's a squirrel, so she can't just breathe water like fish. She needs her tree dome, which has air in it. Yada, 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 da 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 da, you guys know. But yeah, we see this airlock right here. But here's the thing, we get a similar shot during the liftoff scene, where we can see the same spot, which should have the airlock, but look, the airlock is missing. So here's a side-by-side, the airlock was there, but then in this one shot, the airlock is just gone. Poof, it magically disappeared, and this is a mistake. And a bad one too, because without that airlock, guys, Sandy, rip, RIP. Next up, we have a good old classic. We have Sailor Mouth. This episode is literally all about swearing, where SpongeBob and Patrick use words like these.
Lovely day we're having. How right you are, Patrick.
These are swears in Bikini Bottom, and you guys should never repeat them. This episode is iconic, and I'm sure if you ask any SpongeBob fan, they'll tell you this is one of their like top 20, top 10 episodes. It's definitely one of mine, even though it has mistakes. Let's dive into one right now, guys. And here's a hint, pay close attention to Mama Krabs. I'm showing a PNG of her on screen. This is Mama Krabs. Pay attention to her.
Yeah! My foot!
Alrighty, so as you guys just seen, at the ending of the episode, we see Grandma Krabs making SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs paint her home. And eventually, she ends up stubbing her foot. Now, here's the mistake, guys. So we see that Betsy Krabs over here stubs this foot right here. I believe it's her right foot that she stubs, as you can see here, but remember, it's this foot. This is the foot that she hits, and it hurts. But the problem is, like, when she goes to lift up her foot and hold the foot that was hurt, she grabs her other leg. So this is the leg that she hits, but then when she like grabs her hurt leg to like kiss it better and like soothe it, she grabs the wrong leg. Like, girl, what is wrong with you? This is the leg you hurt. Why are you lifting up this leg? Like, what? This same thing also happens with Mr. Krabs. Take a look at this real quick.
You're gonna give the Krusty Krab a fresh coat of paint from top to bottom. Wow! My foot! What?
Yeah, as you can see, when Mr. Krabs is coming out with the paint, he stubs his right foot, but for some reason, this dude holds his left foot, the one that is not injured. Very, very funny, guys. This next episode is another obscure one. I'm like 90% sure a lot of you have never watched this episode, and you're not missing much. It's not the best episode. Honestly, it's called Call the Cops, and we got 2 mistakes. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in and explain it. I know you guys can do it. You guys don't even need me to find mistakes. You guys can do it on your own. Roll that footage.
Stop, thief! He's over there! Stop him!
All right, hopefully you guys caught it, but if not, Cartoon Corey's got you. So at the beginning of the episode, when Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob are chasing Plankton, we can see that these customers, all of these customers are eating their Krabby Patties. Look at this dude. We can literally see him eating the patty, but the problem is despite how long this scene is, none of the patties end up having bites out of them. So the customers are just eating the Krabby Patties infinitely. They're just eating them constantly, and they're not getting any bites out of them. A very, very strange mistake. And here's mistake number 2 from Call the Cops.
I don't have a license. Yeah, that's what I thought.
How did you know that?
That's classified.
This one is much worse. So throughout SpongeBob, a very common thing are bubble animations. And don't worry, guys, this isn't a rough draft Korea bubble transition error. I know you guys probably know what I mean when I say that. This is a completely different type of error, but here are some examples of bubble transitions in SpongeBob. All right, you can see one here. Here's another one. They're a staple of the show. Well, in Call the Cops, when SpongeBob takes Helen the Felon to jail, as this bubble transition starts, we can actually see that they both just suddenly disappear out of frame as the bubble transition is happening. We kind of have to slow things down, but yeah, they just disappear, guys. You know what's also gonna disappear though? Some of these Nickelodeon animators when I expose this next episode's mistakes.
It's an emergency! My son! Please!
Mom, I'm just doing the cramp.
We're gonna be dancing in this next episode, guys, because we're talking about Slimy Dancing. And I've covered this episode many times before, but I actually found a new mistake that is like hilarious, okay? This mistake is really funny. You need to hear this clip though for it to make sense. Roll the footage.
The rulebook clearly states a single dancer must perform without any further assistance from a partner.
Alright, so let me explain, guys. So in this episode, there's a big dance competition that Squidward wants to enter in and win. SpongeBob and Patrick also enter the competition. Now here's the thing, the rules of this competition state that a single dancer cannot be assisted by a partner. So this means that if you're going to enter the contest, you can only dance by yourself. You can't get help from anybody else, and you can't dance with another person. It's a solo act. But here's the problem, right? In this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick both audition together as a team, despite the rules, and they even make it to the finals of the competition, when again, the rules state that you cannot do it as a team or a pair, you must do it by yourself. So that right there is a mistake, and also, this seahorse character right here should have also been kicked out of the competition because it's a two-person costume. As you can see, there's two people in the costume, which again, you cannot be assisted by a partner. As you guys literally heard in those clips, so I'm rambling a bit, but this is a really funny mistake if you think about it. Here's one more from Slimy Dancing, though.
By unanimous decision, we have a winner.
Mine!
I'll make this one quick because it's very, very straightforward, but when Squidward uses his arms to collect the trophy, look, SpongeBob's teeth turn yellow, which I don't even need to tell you guys is a mistake. As you can see here, his teeth are normally white, so yeah. Still lots of mistakes to come though, guys. Do not click off yet. Things are going to get spicy. Up next, we have I Heart Dancing, another dancing-themed SpongeBob episode. How fitting. This time though, instead of SpongeBob potentially sabotaging Squidward's edition at the dance competition, this one's all about Squidward trying to sabotage SpongeBob. It's actually pretty funny. Here are some funny clips, and then we're gonna get right into the mistakes. They're really bad.
Oh, I love this song!
That is the stupidest dance move I've ever seen.
Who put you on the planet?
Okay, it's mistake time. Here's the first mistake.
We are gonna keep working on your routine until you get it right. And I don't care how long it takes. Now watch.
Alright, so soon after SpongeBob's cane dance here, if we watch very closely and we pause at the right frame, wait for it, boom, the animators just completely forgot to color in Squidward's nose, leaving it just transparent. It's only for a frame, but his nose just has no color. Look at how weird that looks, dude. Squidward, go get a nose, man. Alright, this episode's about dancing, guys, so let's dance on to mistake number 2 from I Heart Dancing. Roll the footage, please.
I got music, friend. In my mind. I love this song.
This one is admittedly potentially some cartoon logic, but it's still kind of weird, and the way it's kind of presented is kind of lazy. Now, in the clips you guys just saw, SpongeBob is seen wearing his Krusty Krab employee hat. But then we get this gag where he pulls his brain literally out of his head. And when he does this, we don't see the hat fly off or anything, but he's just not wearing the hat anymore. Alright? The hat is off of his head. The issue though is literally a second later when SpongeBob begins dancing, despite the hat missing in the last shot, it now reappears as he's dancing, making for just a messy scene. It's there, then it's not there, and then it's back again. Talk about a continuity error. And guys, do you know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day. Where you guys know is poppin', we're gonna take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in a random cartoon suggested by you guys. And then of course, we're gonna go back to SpongeBob. I'm not done with SpongeBob yet, so if that's all you want, hold up because I still got some crazy mistakes coming up for SpongeBob, but we're gonna talk about Phineas and Ferb, more specifically the episode Borama Drama. Really good episode, and here is a hint, guys. I want you to pay close attention to Jeremy. Here's a PNG. This is the character Jeremy. Pay close attention to him.
You were right about Phineas and Ferb this whole time.
Candace, that is so cool how you busted your brothers like that. Will you marry me?
Alright, like I said, if you pay close attention to Jeremy, you guys probably caught it. But if you look closely at our boy Jeremy here during Candace's fantasy about having busted Phineas and Ferb, the animators just forgot to give him legs entirely. He just has no legs. I'm zooming in here, dude, and this is really bad. It is just a fantasy shot. This is just Candace fantasizing, but he should still have legs. And here's another mistake from this same episode. All right, so this dude right here is Perry the Platypus, and he's like a legend. He's the best spy that has ever lived in the history of spies. And he always wears this hat, okay? It's like a brown hat. The top is brown, it has a black stripe on it, and the bottom of the hat is also brown, as you can see in this shot. But in the clips you guys just saw, when Perry breaks free of the ice block he was trapped in, we can see for about like a split second that the underside of his fedora, of like this hat right here, is the same color as his fur. It's the same blue color, which is 100% a coloring mistake. I'm circling it. This part of the hat right here is supposed to be black. Here's an example of it being black. So it being like greenish blue here is absolutely a mistake. Here's one more mistake from this episode, and pay attention to what Phineas is riding in both of these clips right here.
Split up and let's keep her in play until we get to the fair. Wait, we got 2 more world's most pointless records of our own.
All right, if you caught it, this one's like really funny. So like when Phineas first takes off to arrive at the pointless world record stage, he's riding a scooter, as you can see here, okay? However though, when the dude actually arrives there, his scooter has transformed into a bike. And remember, this all happens in a matter of minutes, okay? This isn't like cartoon logic where like Phineas changed to a bike. We see him leave on a scooter. I have no idea how he randomly gets this bike. This was totally a mistake, and it's very funny. And we still ain't done yet because we're heading back over to Bikini Bottom.
You can talk. I'm gonna name you Barky.
Let go already. You're wrinkling my leaves, you filter-feeding freak.
Let's head over to season 13 for a moment. Since the season ended, I haven't really talked about it all that much. We have the episode Arbor Day Disarray. And this first mistake is definitely going to crack you up a little bit. Pay attention to what's inside Patrick's house in both of these shots.
Television!
We now return to...
All right, so listen closely, okay? When Patrick opens his rock the first time, all right, he has a green chair and gray TV set, all right? That's like a real green chair. It's not made out of sand, and that's like a legitimate TV not made out of sand. It's gray, and then the couch is green. But once the dude actually enters his rock house, look, they're now both completely made out of sand. This happens in a matter of seconds too, dude. Like, look, here's a side-by-side. First it's green, the chair, and now it's just a chair made out of sand. Like, what happened here? It's actually a pretty bad mistake if you think about it, and here's another one from Arbor Day Disarray.
Hey, Squidward! Your barber called. He said he's sorry. Philistine!
I'm gonna make this one quick because I've already done a similar mistake like this today, but as you guys know, it goes Patrick's house, Squidward's house, and SpongeBob's house. This is Conch Street. But in this shot, when Squidward kicks his tree out of his house, Patrick's house should be right here, but it just doesn't appear at all. And it's especially bad because in the shot before this, it's there, and it's a very similar shot, so we can see it here. But then when the tree's being kicked out of his house, it's just not there at all. We should at least be able to see like the side of it from this angle. So this was another lazy shot right here, and I have one more from this episode, guys, and stay tuned because random mistake of the day is coming up soon.
To grow a happy, well-rounded tree, you need to talk to him.
Hi, I'm SpongeBob.
Ooh, nice to
Hello. Man, 3 mistakes in one episode is pretty bad, especially for season 13. You'd think like this wouldn't be happening like in 2023, and it's still happening in 2024 in season 14. But anyways, as you guys know, this right here is Squidward, like obviously, and he always has these wrinkles on his forehead. It's actually a signature part of his look. You go to his first ever appearance, he has wrinkles. You look at like any shot of him, he always has forehead wrinkles. But here's the thing, all right? When the episode cuts to this like a far shot of all characters talking to their new trees, Squidward is missing his forehead wrinkles the entire time. And look, this isn't a situation where he maybe made like a facial expression or something that would make them go away. He's just idle the whole time, and they should be there. Not a big deal, but it's still a mistake, and let's keep it rolling.
Might as well tell us what was so very important.
I was just saying that these lines you drew remind me of a railroad track.
All right, this is definitely a really, really bad one, which is why we're talking about it now. It's in the episode Professor Squidward, okay? And here's a hint, it has to do with this character, Incidental F9. Pay attention to both these clips I'm gonna play, and yeah, let's see if you guys can spot it. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in and like spoil it.
Isn't it grand?
What is?
He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
All right, I've had enough.
Did you guys catch it? Like I said, it has to do with incidental F9 here, as throughout a majority of the scenes you guys just seen, incidental F9 is wearing a dress. It's hard to see in some angles, but as you can see, they are wearing a dress. Here's the issue though, once Fred says, "Isn't it grand?" we actually get a shot of incidental F9 not wearing the dress. Like the dress is just missing. If you look closely, you can see that she's low-key just not wearing anything. You can't see anything inappropriate, don't worry parents, but she has nothing on, which just, yeah, is totally a mistake. I don't think that was intentional, guys. I highly doubt they just didn't draw her dress in this one shot on purpose. Next up, we have a very underrated episode of SpongeBob called Pineapple Invasion. Like, be real, comment if you've seen this episode before. It's pretty obscure. Of course, though, it has mistakes, 2 really bad ones, so here's the first one.
I'll never breathe again!
Alright, so take a look at the inside of the Krusty Krab. A lot of you guys already know this, but there's always, on the inside, the galley grub menu, where it has like the items you can order at the Krusty Krab, and the order here sign, this green sign right here. Well, in Pineapple Invasion, when this stinky skunk right here just stinks out the place and everybody runs out of it, if we look closely in some shots, the galley grub and order here signs are completely missing. They should be right here, but the animators just didn't draw them for some reason. Kinda lazy. Plus, especially, it's really bad when in other parts of the episode we can see the galley grub menu right here and the order here sign right here. So why is it missing in this shot? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they made a mistake. And here's another one from the same episode. Alright, this one is really easy to miss. Like, I'm a total nerd for catching it. I say it all the time, but I'm a major nerd for catching this one. But when SpongeBob, like, escapes the Krusty Krab at nighttime with the Krabby Patty secret formula, and he's just about to run off screen, if we pause at the right frame right here, yeah, look, one of SpongeBob's bottom, like, pant legs is transparent. It should be brown, like the rest of his pants, but you can see that they didn't color it in, and then you can see the wood from the Krusty Krab, like, filling it in there, so totally a mistake here. I'm circling it, you can see it right here. That's 2 right there, guys, and let's head over to another episode with even more mistakes.
SpongeBob?
You? Did you say SpongeBob? You're on the VIP list.
This next one can be found in the episode Best Day Ever, and here's a hint. This right here is the Krusty Krab sign. Remember this, roll the footage, and let's see if you guys can spot it. Yeah, so as you guys just seen, the Krusty Krab sign seems to disappear when SpongeBob arrives to it. It should be here, but it's missing. Like, if we go look at any shot of the Krusty Krab, there is always this iconic clam sign right here. But when SpongeBob arrives in this episode, it's missing. And how we know this is a mistake for sure is, like, when he walks to it, the sign now magically appears right here. Here's a side-by-side, it wasn't there before, and yeah, mistake. And don't click off yet, guys, because it's just gonna get crazier from here. Next up, I've got a season 11 episode for you guys. It's called The String, and this one's like pretty straightforward. It's all about SpongeBob pulling a loose string from Squidward's shirt that never seems to end. I'm gonna play some funny clips from this episode again, and then we'll get right into the mistake, so hold up.
Nobody look down!
My life! My pants!
Seat yourself, sir. Be with you in a minute.
Yeah, who knew they could make an entire episode's plot about a string? But it's actually a pretty good episode. Of course, though, even an episode like this has mistakes. So, roll the footage, here's the mistake. This is another one that's very easy to miss if you're not paying close attention, but as you guys know, Sandy Cheeks over here has a tail. She's a squirrel and she has a big tail, this right here. Well, when SpongeBob unravels Sandy's tail, like you guys just saw in those clips, it just magically reappears again as she's swimming up for air. Like, we literally see Sandy's tail get unraveled and like disappear, but I guess the animators forgot, because then once she's swimming up for air, her tail is now just suddenly back despite it literally just being taken away. I don't know. Definitely a little bit of cartoon logic, but at the same time, this one's kind of like silly. It's a mistake.
My Krusty Krab meal was delicious. I cannot recommend it enough. Well, I was just gonna loiter, but now I think I'll get a Krabby Patty.
What if I told you there's an entire episode of SpongeBob that's about a bulletin board where everybody just makes fun of each other? Yeah, well, it exists. It's the episode literally titled Bulletin Board, and a lot of drama happens in this episode, dude. But I mean, you're not really here for that. You're here for mistakes, and there's 2 spicy mistakes in this episode. Here's a hint. I'm showing a picture of the character on screen. This is Incidental 40. Remember how they look, because you want to look out for them in these clips. That way you can spot the mistake. I know you guys can do it. Roll that footage.
This bulletin board has become a bullying board.
Okay, that's it.
Did you guys catch it? Okay, so when Mr. Krabs says, okay, that's it, as SpongeBob is giving his little speech, we can see him walk through these incidentals right here like they're almost a door. And if you were paying attention to the hint I gave you, look, Incidental 40 is just drawn with no arms. We actually get 2 shots of this. We can see him right here with no arms before Mr. Krabs walks through them, and then even after he walks through them and they go back, look, this dude still has no arms. Where are his arms? I think arms are kind of important. Imagine if you just didn't have arms. Yeah, Nickelodeon, you did Incidental 40 dirty in this one scene, man. Like, come on. Anyways, though, here's mistake number 2 from Bulletin Board.
Close your mouth when you eat.
All right, so as you guys just seen, Bubble Bass gets absolutely roasted because he doesn't close his mouth when he eats. And when he reads this, if you look closely, the rims on his glasses, which are normally black, all right? Like, look at these random other shots. If we even go back to Pickles, his debuted episode, his glasses, right? The rims and frames of them are black. But in that one scene I was just mentioning from Bulletin Board, when he reads the note, look, it randomly turns green. I'm showing a side-by-side. And just, yeah, it makes no sense that his glasses would randomly change to green. This was 100% a mistake by the animators, and kind of a funny one. And that's not even it for funny mistakes, because just wait until you see this next one.
If you're gonna work here, you'll need an official Krusty Krab hat. Say, that's a pretty neat trick.
Next up, we have the hilariously titled episode Planet of the Jellyfish, which is a play on of like Planet of the Apes. The plot of this episode is also like really cool, just saying. It's all about an evil jellyfish kidnapping Bikini Bottomites and cloning them. Like, seriously, give this episode a watch when you get a chance, but after this, of course. Don't click off the video. And here's the first one.
Whoa, look at all the customers.
One Krabby Patty.
Alright, so really quickly, this right here is Incidental 27. I'm showing a PNG of them. Remember how they look. More specifically, this fin right here, this tail fin. As in Planet of the Jellyfish, when SpongeBob first enters the Krusty Krab, we can see Incidental 27 over here, but something is missing. Yeah, his tail fin was just not drawn. And what makes this really funny is the tail fin isn't there in this shot, but later when he's seen growling at SpongeBob, look, his tail fin is now suddenly there. Here's a side-by-side. It was not there at first, and it just makes for somewhat of a funny mistake. They just forgot to draw it. Poor fish.
Your order is served, sir.
I'm sorry. I did not order a side of lips with my patty.
Oh dear.
This next episode of SpongeBob is a good example of why you should always listen to adults and people that know what they're talking about. The episode is Face Freeze, and it's all about SpongeBob and Patrick making faces just like these. Roll the clip.
Check this one out.
What do you think of this?
Seems fun, right? Just making a bunch of funny faces until their faces get frozen. Take a look at this.
You did hold that face all night.
Actually, I can't move my face at all.
Patrick, we have the face freeze.
Poor SpongeBob and Patrick, but to be honest, we should be saying poor SpongeBob animators because I got mistakes to expose from this episode. Take a look at this. And here's a hint. I want you to pay attention to where Squidward would normally work inside the Krusty Krab, okay? Roll that footage.
Oh, hey, how about this?
It's awesome!
This is another one that's very easy to miss unless you're like paying close attention. When the camera pans to Mr. Krabs' office, you'll notice that not only is the Krusty Krab cash register missing, this is normally where it is right here. Here's a shot from another episode. Yeah, the cash register is missing, as you can see, but also the order window is missing. This one's really bad. This is the window where SpongeBob always pops out and annoys Squidward. They just didn't draw it. Like, I don't know how they forgot to draw this in the Krusty Krab. It's kind of important. Mistakes happen though, and here's another one.
Onion juice! Ah!
Come on,
SpongeBob, chop chop!
Okay, okay.
This one we're definitely gonna have to slow down a little bit so people catch it, but when Squidward ducks behind the wall in the clips you guys just seen, after he says chop chop, we can actually see that he clips through the wall, meaning that he like goes through the wall, which as you guys know, you can't just walk through walls. He doesn't have like invisible powers. If you were to go and walk into a wall, you would smack into it. Your arm wouldn't go through it. So yeah, this is totally a mistake. I'm playing it in slow motion again, and yeah, you can see he's clipping through that wall. That's not supposed to happen.
You're way too old to stop me.
What was that, Sonny?
It'll take more time to explain than you have left.
What?
I'm gonna make this one another quick one. The episode is Gooo Gas, and this one's all about one of Plankton's nastiest schemes yet, where he finds a way to turn everybody in Bikini Bottom into babies. Like, look at baby SpongeBob, dude. He's so cute. As a matter of fact, here's a quick highlight of all the different baby characters in this episode, or all the baby versions of characters, and then we'll get into the mistake.
When you turn into babies... Ahem.
Nah, they're so cute, but what's not cute are the mistakes in this episode, guys. I hate to switch it up, but let's get to the mistakes. Here's the first one.
Victory is mine! It was almost too easy.
Alright, so as you guys just seen in those clips, Plankton is seen running out of the Krusty Krab with a Krabby Patty. And if we look at this Krabby Patty, it's just a regular Krabby Patty. It isn't a cheeseburger, it's a regular burger. No cheese is on that burger. Getting kind of hungry now. Now I kind of want a burger. Actually, really quickly, guys, I'm gonna order a burger on Uber Eats real quick. 1 second. Okay, perfect. My food's on the way, guys. But as you've seen, the Krabby Patty has no cheese on it when he's running out of the Krusty Krab. But here's the problem, dude. When we see him actually leave the Krusty Krab, there is cheese on the patty. So we can see there's cheese on it, but then there's no cheese on it. Here's a side-by-side, and you can tell at first the animators drew it with cheese, but then in this shot, they were too lazy to put the cheese slice on the burger. Poor Plankton, he got gypped. All right, here's mistake number 2 from Gooo Gas.
No! I demand you geezers release me! I want candy! No!
This one's pretty straightforward and kind of funny. So as you guys know, Bikini Bottom is in the ocean, all right? So there isn't like a ceiling. They're not in a building. The sky just keeps on going up. If they keep on going up, they go out of water and then they're at Bikini Atoll, as you can see here. And then they could just keep on going in the sky to space, as you can see in this shot from Goons on the Moon. Well, in Gooo Gas, there's a moment where Plankton gets caught, all right? And he's put in a net. And as we can see, he's hanging in this net right here. But here's the problem, guys. They're underwater and they're not in a building. So what is this hanging from? Is it just floating in the air? Like, think about it. This thing right here would need to be tied to something. And based on what we've seen in this episode, it looks like it's literally just floating in the ocean from like hanging from the top of the ocean. I don't know, but this was a mistake. The animators definitely didn't think about this part very clearly. So yeah, I know I always say it though. Don't click off this video yet though, guys, because it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in another cartoon suggested by you guys. And then you guys already know what I'm gonna say. We go right back to SpongeBob. So if you're only here for SpongeBob, don't worry, we're gonna go right back to SpongeBob. For now though, let's talk about mistakes in Pokemon. To be fair, I took a break from Pokemon for a while, okay? And remember, let me know in the comments what other cartoons you want me to cover for random mistake of the day. Do it. Leave a comment right now. Let me know. Anyways though, we're gonna do the episode Charizard Chills from the Orange Island arc of Pokemon. And here's a hint, I want you to pay attention to Charizard.
Do you think you can break that drill?
Alright, so when the gang is dealing with Team Rocket here, for a majority of this section of the episode, Ash is riding on Charizard's back, and we can see them in the air. So Ash should stay on Charizard's back until they land so he can get off, right? But if you watch this scene throughout it, there are multiple shots where Ash is supposed to be on Charizard's back, but look, he's just missing. They forgot to draw him. But then seconds later, he's back on Charizard's back again. So he's on Charizard's back, then he's not on Charizard's back, and then he's on Charizard's back again, all in a matter of like a couple of seconds to minutes. So very messy mistake here, and here's one more from the same episode.
I overheard the gym leader mentioning your name. He said you used pure power to win.
That's what you use when you don't have skill.
Oh yeah?
Okay, so for this one to make sense, this character right here is Tad, and this character right here is Tracy. Now, Tracy, if we look at him in any other episode, he always has a pink, like, bandana or headband on. And in this episode, we're introduced to Tad, and Tad always has this green bandana on. Now, for one shot only, you can see that the animators made a little mistake, because look, Tracy, who's supposed to have his pink headband, is incorrectly colored with Tad's headband, so it's green. It's supposed to be pink, but it's green. Here's a side-by-side of how it normally looks. And yeah, a little bit of a mess up here, and let's get back to what you really want. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. We're back to SpongeBob, and the episode is Sing a Song of Patrick. This is another very obscure episode, where Patrick writes a song and submits it to a record label. It's actually like an interesting plot. Here are some funny clips of what happens in the episode, and then we'll get into the mistake.
A poem by Patrick Starr. Roses are blue, violets are red. I have to go to the bathroom.
All right, it's mistake time, and here's a hint. All the mistakes in this episode focus around our boy Fred, the dude who's always like, my leg. That guy right there. Dude needs to be careful with his leg. Like, there's just always something happening. But yeah, 2 mistakes revolving around him. Pay close attention and roll that footage, baby.
Let's get him, boys!
And that was my new song.
You know, it's not that bad. Yeah. At least.
Okay, so this one's a weird continuity error. So we get 2 shots of Fred in the clips you guys just seen. And at first, he's wearing brown pants, as you can see right here, all right? Our boy's just shirtless with these brown pants with his belt, okay? However, though, if we take a look at this other shot of him from the same scene, the animators forgot about the brown pants and just randomly give him blue pants. They even change his belt a little bit, like, what? Here's a side-by-side? And I highly doubt while the dude was in the middle of being in a mob while holding a torch, decided to randomly change his pants. And look, I'm just saying, guys, I know incidental characters get duplicated all the time, but Fred is like a full-on character now. He had an entire episode about him called My Leg. So there only is one Fred, and I doubt he changed his pants, so this is a mistake. And here's one more. This is an audio error though, okay? Here's a hint. This is incidental 27 right here, and I want you to pay attention to them. They shouldn't be speaking, but you guys pay attention to them and you'll see the mistake. Roll the footage.
And club? No! We should sing him a song!
Who's responsible for that song on the radio?
Why, he's right here!
Alrighty, like I said, this is an audio error. So, when Fred says, who's responsible for that song on the radio, just as he begins to say it and says, who's re, if we look over to incidental 27 over here, his lips sync to what Fred is saying, despite the fact that incidental 27 isn't saying anything here. They're not speaking at all. So you can see that they were supposed to animate Fred to say this line, but the animators messed up and also animated incidental 27 to say this line as well when they don't actually say the line. Hopefully you guys get it, but it's a pretty bad mistake. I mean, come on. And guys, if you want even worse mistakes than this, click this video right here. If you do, I'll give you 1,000 Krabby Patties right now. I'll come to your house and I'll deliver them to you. Also, please hit that subscribe button. It helps a ton. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.